Fire Evo, and so we've got a dry track now after a little bit of rain this morning. So the idea will be that these all these single seaters and co in the Midland Championship will be finishing off their runs because they haven't had one yet. Then if they're lucky, they might get another run later on, another practice run, but we will be going into time runs following this. The next car you're going to see will be Stuart Bickley in the little Force TA, and he's just left the line, and here he comes now. You can't miss him, the fluorescent coloured Force. All these cars here, they've all got, this is in the up to 1100cc class. They've all got motorbike engines, most of them Suzuki engines, and out of the GSXR, which is a motorbike, but becomes a very effective little engine to put in a light hill climb car. So Stuart Bickley, he's showing what they call purple sectors, so that means that he's like the quickest so far, but this is only practice, it doesn't count for anything. We've got Tom Weaver coming down to us now. Tom Weaver looks like he's got a problem. He's going to go back into the paddock. So something's happened to Tom. He's wheeling back into the paddock, and Dan Richard will be trying to fix whatever's gone wrong there. I don't think it was an off, I think it was literally just a bit of timeout. So I'm joined in the box today by Sophia Lewis, and good afternoon to you, Sophia. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Christopher. Very well indeed. Ready for some exciting racing this afternoon, and now this seems we've got rid of the rain. I've arranged to have that taken away for the rest of the day, so it's going to be remaining, I hope, dry, and of course when the track's dry we have some good racing. So good afternoon, sport ahead, Chris.
Good afternoon. Yeah, well, it's great to be back. As I say, we're going to go straight into time runs this afternoon for the inter-club runners, but these are the last of the Midland registered runners, and we've had a couple now since lunch. Just having a look, see, so I don't know if we're live yet on the live stream. Rich normally puts a message up, says we are live, and he hasn't done that yet, so I don't think we are. We've actually got the first of our Formula Ford runners, and this is actually Lizzie Weaver, part of the Weaver family dynasty of racers, and this is Lizzie's first year in the single-seater. She's in the Formula Ford. What do you think of young Lizzie driving this?
Well, that looks lovely, doesn't it? What a lovely looking car. It makes its way around Triangle, off it goes up towards the Cedar Straight. It's a very, very nice looking car, very, very central into the track. Keep a straight line.
So we're live streaming. We're very, very lucky today. We've got an actual cameras all the way up the hill, which we wouldn't normally have, and quite often we use the top box, don't we, and one stays down here. But today we've got two of us in this box, and we're getting a look at young Max Hawkes coming around Triangle now. Max Hawkes obviously drives a different car. He's also one of our photographers, a regular photographer, Max. Very good photographer. Today he's driving the family van Demon.
He's driving the family van.
The family van, yes, indeed, indeed, yes. I don't know if Mum and Dad are here today, Tina and Dad, but this rather nice example now. This is David Owen in the lovely old Merlin, this Mark 11 Merlin. These are quite historic Formula Fords. They're going back many, many years, and for this car, they're all running the same 1600cc Formula Ford, the same Ford engine, the 1600 Crossflow. Great little engines, were fitted in road cars like Escorts and the like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and here's another example. This is Les Buck in the Pringett Mistral. He's had this car for many, many years. They were first made as cars they used at driving schools. So what do you think of these two here then?
I think they're very attractive looking cars, and they look like a racing car, don't they? That's how you'd expect a racing car to look.
And the thing is with these, they are basically cars to start single-seater racing in, because they've got no aerofoils, no wings, nothing very fancy on them. They're running on road tyres. They've got a Ford 1600 engine in there, so it's all good. We have a visit from Royalty, and we're just sorting this out.
Royalty indeed. We're very lucky to see Gareth pop his head in to make sure everything's working as it should be, and it will be all afternoon, thanks to the great efforts of the of the team that keeps us up and running, really.
Chairman Gareth.
Chairman Gareth.
Yes.
Goodness me.
Indeed. Oh, no, hang on. El Presidente. El Presidente. Yeah, no, I don't think it's chairman, it's Presidente. Carolyn Ryder's just gone up in, so looking at some times here, she just went up in a 60-second run. We haven't got the times displayed currently on the side there, but Andrew Henson is well on his way. Andrew's driving a Van Diemen. This is different to his normal car. He normally has a big potent single-seater, but this year he's got a few problems with that one, so he's driving this with his daughter Nicola Dearden.
Oh, a shared car. And here we go, number 98, John Stockley, making his way round through Triangle. Very neatly done, and so very, very exciting. Of course, still a practice lap as yet, so no timings as such.
Correct. So currently we're in the racing cars 1100 to 1600cc, and John Stockley from Cardiff, he's in his little Force PC, and that's a 1600cc car. As is this one here. This is Mark Schlanker in the Force TA. This is the ex-Einem Price single-seater. Einem bought himself a rally car after this. So Mark bought this car, and these are normally aspirated bike engine cars. So they're not forced induction cars with turbochargers, superchargers and the like, but still very rapid for all that. Now here comes Alan Warburton in the lovely GR59 Gold. Gorgeous little car, 1600cc Hayabusa in the back. Do you like that? Page 27, Mike Tregoning from Cornwall in the beautiful Pilbeam MP88. Had a little chat with him before lunch on an interview. Lovely little car, 2-litre Duratec in the back of it. Comes all the way from Cornwall, and it's lovely to see him out again.
It is great to see. Very promising is to get some decent runs. What do you think, Chris? There's a chance some records fall in the...
Lovely Pilbeam MP88, again running 2-litre power in the back of it. You could call it a bit more old school, these cars, because they're sort of, I think Mike Tregoning's is a 2002 car.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is not sort of 2025 cars, so they're slightly older, slightly heavier, but very nice for all that, really. Here's Trish Davis in the Force TA. All right, Gareth. All sound good? Oh, well done to you.
No, well done to you.
Oh, well done to you.
No,
well done to you. No, we've got a visit from Gareth, our technical expertise, which I absolutely share no expertise whatsoever in such matters. we just kind of talk. I think you're probably more expert than me, aren't you?
At what?
Well, I don't know, at being expert at things.
Oh, I'm expert at that, yeah.
Well, there we go. There's Jonathan Farley, our current Midland reigning champion in the lovely Predator built by Graham White Jr. 2 litres of power in the back. He is an absolute flying machine in that car. Great driver, and that car looks spectacular, doesn't it?
It's fantastic looking thing. They're very low to the ground, aren't they?
Yeah, one time this car actually...
Hello.
Oh, he's just had a bit of a spin into museum there.
There's a bit of a stop there.
He kind of locked up, but he's going again.
No,
he's going again. He did well there to hold that.
He did do well. He's back on the track, and he lost a couple of seconds.
Yeah, for a first practice session, he was nipping along a bit there in the Predator.
I thought we were due for a red flag drama then.
Not a red flag.
Sir.
We don't want a red flag.
No red flags at all.
We don't need red flags. Yes, so he's a current Midland champion, and that car, when Graham White had that car, who builds them in Scotland, it ran an Arrows V10 Formula 1 engine in it, which sounded magnificent and was pretty successful once it got off the line. They had problems getting it off the line.
What size was that then?
Well, that would have been 3 litre.
It's a big engine, isn't it?
Big thing, wasn't it? You know.
Really.
And in that little tiny Predator, that's quite something to engineer that.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing would have tipped over backwards.
Well, it was very rapid. It sounded incredible because the V10 engines sound amazing.
John Chalmers waiting on the line now.
Yeah, John Chalmers. He's in his little
Gold.
This is an interesting car. Does this remind you of the early F1 Mercedes cars, the silver, the silver of the Mercedes?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Off he goes anyway, round up quick off the traps, 2:10 on his first recording, so
That's the first 64 feet.
First 64 feet, that's right.
That is quick. That under 2 seconds is extremely rapid. Here he comes into triangle in this turbocharged bike engine car, Hayabusa in the back of it. So again, it's bike engine, but you hear it popping back.
Oh, it's got some power, yes, certainly has. Off he goes there, up into Keepers and onto the Cedar Straight.
If I said to you, have a guess what that little 1400cc engine is turning out roughly, how many horsepower do you think? Are you talking 200, 300, 400 horsepower?
I'm going 250.
250. Well, I'm going to go 400.
400 horsepower.
Now look, this is Alex Coles, our young man from Plymouth. He has been sensational this year in this little Force TA. This has got a supercharged engine in the back of this one, little Hayabusa, but he drives it incredibly well, and he's one of our stars of the future, if not now. Look, isn't he going well?
He is going well. He really is looking good at the moment. He's got a great line on the track, great grip, and there he goes to the finishing line. So Alex Coles there coming in with a time of 46.98, which isn't very close, very far off the record.
Well, he's nipping along, isn't he? Simon Jenks in the Force TA, he's just gone by us, and this is his new car. He's had a few problems getting it running properly, but it looks fantastic. This is the brand new Force TA, and this one runs a 2.5 litre V6 in the back of it, so it's got plenty of grunt. Lovely like a V6, sounds fantastic, doesn't it?
Certainly does. Round museum very neatly, and certainly no problem. What a wonderful job the live streamers have done again, haven't they? Richard and the boys are just absolutely wonderful.
Smashed it out the park. If you're watching, folks, behind us here at Triangle or up the hill, if you get your mobile phones out, your smartphones and your iPhones, go to YouTube, go to HillClimb.TV, Midland Hillclimb Championship from Loton Park today. You'll be able to watch it live streaming, like just the same as we are, and you'll be able to see all the times as they're put up. They're not putting the times up now because at the moment we're still in practice.
Still practicing, yeah. So yes, it's quite an excellent service once you join it on YouTube. But I don't think we're live yet, Chris. I think we're all right, yeah.
I think, yeah. Rich normally puts a message up saying we are now live streamed, just to let us know. And as long as we're looking at that screen, we might have a chance.
Yes, absolutely.
But we mustn't nod off, must we?
You know, I did have a little sleep.
I wondered if you'd had a little
I did have a little...
yeah, I wondered that.
Well, I was up at 8 o'clock this morning. That's like the middle of the night.
That's early for you, isn't it?
Oh, it's stupidly early.
It is the middle of the night for you, that one, yeah. Well, Ed Burgess is on his way up in that lovely Gord GR55. Simon Andrews in the OMS 28. What do you think of that one?
They're just getting better and better, aren't they? Yes, Simon Andrews here. We've had this OMS here before, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Loads of times. Shares it with Bernie Kevill.
Yeah.
And we will be getting Graham Wynn OBE shortly in his gorgeous late spec Gord. In fact, I'm just hearing it leave the line. My goodness me, you will love the sound of this one.
224 over the first 64 feet, which is a good start. But where is he? Here he comes now into triangle. This is looking very good indeed. Hard on the brake as he takes that right-hander. Little wiggle on the back there as he comes round, but off he goes up to Keepers. That's Graham Wynn there in his Gould.
OBE Graham and his wife Jenny also has an OBE, so there's a double OBE in the family. This is the car that Graham bought for himself on his retirement. He's got a nice collection of cars, but this is his most serious racing car, and this is going to be followed by Andy Tippett in the lovely big old V8 70s Brabham BT30X growling up the hill.
I'm going to revisit that point. 2 OBEs in one family?
Up there, isn't it?
How do you do that?
Be clever.
Oh.
Well, no, they've raised huge amounts of money for charity.
Oh, have they really?
The Graham Wynn Foundation. And also, Jenny Wynn is Lord Lieutenant of Shropshire.
Oh, right.
So, a very important family, aren't they?
Indeed they are.
But lovely people both. Lovely people both.
Yeah.
Robin Johnson and the little Tigger, he's just gone by us. He's on his way through Keepers now. Little 2 litres of power in that ride, an old historic car. And he'll be followed by Simon Braithwaite, who's left the line in the BMW M3. He's in a class of his own in this car. But you'll see it in a minute. Classic German saloon car.
Oh yes, that's a lovely looking BM. You could almost driven that here, couldn't he?
Well, it is. I think they're road legal, yeah. And the M3 was basically a competition version of the 3 Series, and of course highly desirable now. They're worth loads of money. And he stopped. He's still going. I thought he was stopped. He's definitely still going.
What made you think he was stopped?
Well, I just looked back at the screen and I could see it. Looked like he was stopped on the Cedar Straight. But
gotcha.
He's not anymore.
No, he's not.
Not that he ever was, probably.
No, just probably thinking, what on earth are you talking about? Here's a Clio. Look at that. Good old Renault.
Yes, this is the example of Mike Harriman. This is his shares with his brother. And this is a very much lightened little Clio. If you notice, the doors on it are like carbon doors. By changing those doors, they went from over 30 kilos on each door to 5 kilos.
They really lost 50 kilos?
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot. That's a lot of fuel savings.
So put it this way, if I lost 50 kilos,
we
would be quite hard, wouldn't it? But just changing the doors, well, yes, I don't even want to go there. I don't think I could lose 50 kilos. There'd be nothing left to me, man.
There wouldn't be a lot though. just the other 150 kilos. Harriman, of course, a great name in the sport and a great name here at Loton, involved in the committees as well, I believe.
Well, Steve Harriman, of course, one of our clerks of the course today.
That's right.
Is the chairman.
He is the chairman?
He is the chairman. Not El Presidente.
The
chairman.
Will we get a call from the chairman?
Well, we don't want a call from the chairman because it means we've been naughty.
We've done something wrong,
we don't want to do that, do we? But he'll be about today doing his bit.
Yes, he
thanks
is.
to all the marshals on the hill, doing a fantastic job as ever. They deal with all our incidents on the hill. You hear the whistles go, you hear the red flags go, and
you hear the flags going.
We do. We can hear the flags.
We can hear the flags.
Like, flapping in the wind. You see, we can hear them flapping.
Yes, they flap.
But as it is now, what's happening now? Tell us what's happening now.
Well, we're returning back down to base, aren't we? We've got all the racing cars coming back down towards us. You'll see them as they come past. A lot of will be coasting to save fuel or to save messing about starting the car at the top of the hill. So as they come past, give them a wave and a cheer. They are going to lay on a great day's entertainment for you. So that's batch over, and we could be getting closer towards the time runs. We'll find out and let you know just as soon as we know.
Well, I'm just looking at this here.
That's a fine collection of cars, though.
Yes, I think we may be at the end of our first practice. Looking at this, and I think looking at the fact we had the Clio just now, that's a shared car. I reckon we're going to be the end of the Midland practice. We're now going to go into the Inter Club, and then the Midland runners, I think they're going to go and do the Midland run. They're going to do the Inter Club first, and then if there's time, the Midland runners will get another practice. I think that's kind of what I heard earlier.
Right.
Because we were delayed this morning, as you know.
We were. We also had the weather against us this morning, which stole.
Well, we had a bit of rain, didn't we? But it didn't really come to a lot, to be fair.
No, it didn't. It was gone pretty quick, but it was aggressive when it came.
Aggressive rain.
Aggressive rain. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's a good one. That's a new one on me.
Well, it's since we left the EU.
Aggressive rain.
Yeah.
Wow. Not acid rain. Aggressive rain.
Yeah. Just.
I think that's a beauty. That I like that. I like
proper
that.
mean stuff. You know?
That's up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So. Well, anyway, we had a fairly easy morning this morning. One or two things went on, which we won't be talking about, but one or two things went on. So for us, it was an easy time. I had a nice time wandering around the paddock, and I was doing some interviews with various bods for HillClimb.TV.
We'll be seeing some of those later on today.
Coming on at some stage or other, yeah. And tomorrow, of course, we do it all again. But tomorrow we will have probably another practice run for the Midland. Then we will have time runs for the Midland, and then the fastest 12 cars in that will have a runoff, but that could be before lunch or after lunch depending how things go, and then they'll do the same thing in the afternoon, plus we got the Inter Club, so it's all going to be happening.
What a weekend,
what a weekend.
What a weekend.
What a weekend.
Of course, there might be slight delays on a Sunday morning to allow for the residents to start their day nice and easy, but it will be action-packed tomorrow, that's for sure. But same as today.
Same as today.
It's going to be one.
As they say, what was it in the song? Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever
Same
was.
as it ever was.
That was the Talking Heads. That was David Byrne.
Because you know all about this, because you are very much a man of, or lady of...
You still can't get
no,
that.
I know. My apologies.
You're absolutely right, yes.
But you know, this is what you know a lot about, isn't it?
It is, yeah. 10 years in radio.
And you're still in radio now.
Back in radio
You're back
now.
in radio, on radio. Tell us about it.
Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to join me on a Monday morning, you'd be very welcome. I'd love that. We're In Tune Community Radio, it's called. It's an app. You need to download it from your app store. In Tune Community Radio, radio for Shropshire in the Midlands, and you shall hear my dulcet tones every Monday morning. Apart from, well, no, actually, this Monday it's pre-recorded because I've got to do something else this morning. Yeah.
Well, this is, you know, I'm working with these mega stars here.
I'll make myself coming back one day, Chris. No, you get about a bit though. You've got time for some tight lines, and off you go to a race somewhere or other.
Well, I do a bit, you know.
You certainly do.
Well, you can only do it when you're here. It's no good when you're not here, so you can't do it then. So
Great
you might
philosophy.
as well go for it. Yeah, well, that's it. Do it while you can.
Yeah.
And whatever, you know, whatever happens, doesn't it?
Carpe diem.
Carpe diem. I like that.
Seize the fish.
Well, let me see. Let me just see if...
No, don't forget you're on a wire. Here he comes now down towards Triangle, and of course this is the Renault Clio again. It's a lovely looking thing. Is that a shared car, Chris?
Yes, it is. Well,
Yeah,
you said Michael was driving. I thought he drove it up the hill last time. But you're right. It is Michael. It's saying Michael Harriman. Yes, it is shared with his brother, actually. Hang on a minute. I'm just going to... I have a visitor.
Get some time back. We will batch one up. Not change driver. Batch one up. That's 2 time runs. Now we'll change over. Batch 2. And then batch 2.
No, was that interesting, Mike?
Make any sense of that?
I certainly could not. Mike came off the track then just for a moment on the grass. But
I'll tell you what. Put this on and tell them what you're doing. You can't do that. So,
Batch 1 was run twice.
yes.
There, 2 time runs.
Oh, yes. Right.
They will come down. Drivers will swap on those 2 cars. So Michael will get out, Tim will get in.
Yes, okay.
Mr. Vickers will get out, Tony will get in.
Right.
And then we'll run through as normal.
Gotcha. Right,
So
okay.
what we can try and do. Yeah.
look like it should like it roll a lot, but doesn't, does it?
No, it holds a little bit of squealing as it goes around a triangle, but he is holding the track very nicely, and you don't realise some of these older cars have vanished off the roads until you see them here, and then you realise, hey, I haven't seen one of them on the road for a long time.
Well, you're absolutely right. Well, we've seen these, though. This is the example of David Feekins in the little the little Renault. Renault. It's a little Clio, and very rapid, too, that one is, isn't it?
Well, of course, I'm now in the Clio drivers
Oh, have you bought one now?
special club. Yes,
because I didn't think you had one of those. I thought you had something different last year.
I did. I had the Hyundai Kona.
Hyundai.
Or the Hindi, or whatever they call
Hyundai.
it. It changes its name every day.
But now you've gone and bought... Is that an electric one?
No, it's a hybrid.
Oh, it's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid. It's very talky. I found with the Hindu, it wasn't. Oh, look at that little Mini going around. This is the Mini, of course, of Dave Feekins.
No,
Jeremy Wright, that wasn't it, of course, going around the track.
Get it right.
In his Mini Cooper.
Get it right.
Get it
Jeremy
right.
Wright. Okay, pop pickers.
You know what I mean?
Not off. Okay.
Not off.
Jeremy Wright is the little Mini Cooper, the modern one. But anyway, he's heading up the Cedar Straight, or not so straight as we call it.
It's not so straight, is it,
Not so
buddy?
straight, buddy. Next record we're playing But Turner Overdrive, I expect.
Let's rock.
Let's rock. Oh, this is all too much fun for a sunny afternoon. Oh, this is lovely. This is Simon Warburton in the beautiful 104 Helio. Was it 106? That's stunning, isn't it? In that
gorgeous
polished aluminium bodywork.
Yeah.
In fact, it's so stunning. I'm changing my glasses so I can actually see what's going on here a bit better, because I've got two pairs in the box here today.
I don't think it's looking like it's going to break any records, but it's certainly a lovely looking beast. Yeah.
Ooh, and of course, soft top today. Sun's out. Radio on. Do you think? Do they have a radio?
Yeah, of course.
Radio,
yeah, he'd be playing the steam radio, wouldn't he?
Look at this. This is more modern. This is John Lowe in the Audi TT Coupe. We haven't seen much of John before, but we're now in the class. Where are we in on the thing? So let's have a looky wookie. Now in your program. So that was 221 and 222. 221 and 222. When they put all these twos, it's all pretty confusing stuff, isn't it, for us old boys?
Well,
trying to remember all these numbers. 222. Oh, here we go. Look, we're on page 13, folks, in your program. Page 13, and we are currently we are in the road-going production cars over 2 litres. Here's Will Goff in the Alfa Romeo 4C. Now, this is a stunning thing. This is an Alfa 4C. So this little car, it has a little turbocharged engine. I was just trying to see. Well, actually, has he come out of sequence here?
Yeah, he's not mentioned in
He is. He's here somewhere. I know he'll be here somewhere. Will Goff. Anyway, a near 1800cc turbocharged car. Has Will's car got 4-wheel drive? But this is the example of Simon Howarth. This is the R56 John Cooper Works car. Very rapid indeed. He comes from up in Yorkshire. Will Goff comes from Droitwich, and he drives his car to the hill here today. So Will's 223. So I think he might be a late addition into our programme, don't you think? He should be in that road going over 2 litre class.
Yeah, I think that's right. It just jumped from 2224 to 225.
Here's the example of Alistair Tennant in Pretzer. He came into Triangle there. He'd sort of kind of struggled to get a gear, but he's away now, isn't he? Now he's in the 4-wheel drive car, because all the Imprezas are 4-wheel drive, and so they'll be in the road-going series production cars with 4-wheel drive. 227, and he's not in the programme either, is he?
Oh, they are taking us by surprise.
Well, they are. Now this example here, this is Paul Bealey in the Audi A1 S1. That's 228. Now he is in the programme, and here we go. He's on page 13 in the road-going production cars with 4-wheel drive, and Paul's car is from Wrexham, and he's got a little Golf GTI engine in that, so he's got a 2-litre turbo engine, so it makes it go very well indeed.
Yes, indeed, it does. It does indeed. That's Paul Bealey now just going over the line. We're with Philip Steele down at the bottom of the track.
Oh, he had a big moment into triangle there. He managed not to hit the tyres, thank goodness. Thank you, Philip. This is a car. It cost him 18 pence. Did you know that? He won this car.
Wow.
You know one of these tickets where you can win a car?
Yeah.
Well, he won a car.
Well, that's all right.
I think he won a Range Rover, sold the Range Rover, and bought this Porsche.
Goodness me.
I know, isn't that a lovely story?
Yeah.
Andrew Coleman. Now that is a very rapid Audi TT, that red one. What do you think of that one?
Yes, I just saw him going through triangle, and he's very rapid. Off a shovel is the expression we tend to use in the more common parlance. Philip Steele over the line there is 64, and of course Andrew Coleman is still running at this moment. He's up the top by Museum.
Mark Tudor into triangle now. This is a bike engine, little Royal Striker they call it, but it's got a little 1 litre bike engine in that one. Revs like crazy, really propels the car incredibly well, and actually looks great, doesn't it?
It certainly does. He's a class of his own, I think, in the programme. I don't think he's got anyone.
Has he got no playmates?
No playmates.
No, you're right there. He is playmate-less.
So that was the road-going specialist production car that we saw of Mark Tudor there, and it's just making its way to the top, going through Museum now, and David Johnson is on the track and running in his Mini.
Isn't this pretty? This is a proper little Mini too.
Oh, that's the old Austin Mini, isn't it? That's how I remember them when I was a kid.
Well, one like this has been beautifully put together. It's been rebuilt, runs an A-Series 1293, proper thing that one.
Yeah.
Goes front wheel drive, of course, transverse engine, beautifully turned out example, as is this one of Mark Honey. Peugeot
205 there of Mark Honey. Is he looking like he's turned up for business today? I believe so. He's aggressively attacking those corners. That's always good to see. Just a bit of speed on the track, and record starter falling.
Yes, now we're getting times registered on our computer here. Here comes Tim Harriman in the Renault Clio that brother Michael was driving earlier, so he's having one of his time runs. I don't know if it's his first or second one. We're getting some times now. Brilliant. Okay, I'm wondering if we're now live. Anyway, Andrew Feekins is currently leading the way with a 63.21. Mark Honey did a 63.99, and Mike Harriman did a 64.82. Tim's yet to finish. He's heading up towards the finish now as we get a look at Roy Holder, another committee man in his lovely little 2-litre Clio.
Yes, he works on our magazine, doesn't he, Roy Holder? Am I right with that one?
Yeah, I think he's a regular contributor, actually, yeah. Tim Harriman did a 65.15, so Michael is just a bit quicker just at the moment. But he's not had his second run. Michael's done both his runs now, the quickest of 64.82. But Andrew Feekins in the little Clio, still the quickest with a 63.21. As we get a look at Tony Feekins, the entertainer.
The entertainer indeed. He certainly entertained as he went around triangle then. He looks like he means business. I love it when they turn up for a game, and it looks, all intents and purposes like they're ready to do something amazing. Yes, indeed, we shall see some amazement today.
Well, Tony Feekins gets it round Museum. He's just round Fallow. He's heading up towards Museum as we get a look at Chris Scrivens in this lovely little Clio 200, beautifully turned out car, and that's a very, very rapid example too. That's a highly modified engine in that one.
Yeah, that's a nice looking Clio. He's fighting it as it was going up there. He really wants to run. You can tell sometimes some of these cars really want to run and they're holding them back.
Well, Andy Scrivens, of course, that Clio of his, he's followed there by Andy Fagan, coming hard into triangle now in the Porsche Boxster. Now, Andy is a very rapid driver, won lots of pots with this car last year in championships. And of course the Clio that went up before it is a turbocharged version, which is why it's so special.
and that's why it was going the way it was. Let's have a look for the timings on that Clio. Chris Grimmons, he's 64.59 over the line, and we still got Andrew Fagan running up through Museum right now. Round he goes through the last bend on Museum. It's just a quick thrust now. We're about 300 yards from Museum to the finishing line, which of course is where the deer all sit and watch the race.
Wow, 55.73 for Andy Fagan's 10 seconds quicker. Goodness me,
that's remarkable.
Yeah,
absolutely remarkable. Who we got here now? Peter Barker, Baker on his
unusual
Ginetta,
little G15 rear engine, Hillman imp in the back.
Is that right? The Hillman Imp?
Hillman imp engine in the back. Yeah, little 1100cc.
Well, I didn't know that.
Little fiberglass body. Light little car, very nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely looking thing. I mean, he's making his way up. No great records falling there, but he's coming off the Cedar Straight now, straighten up to go around the Museum, and he'll be on something like a 62, I think, by the time he's finished.
Just looking there. So, in fact, we've got Clive Austin has just left the line in his Empire race, this beautifully turned out Empire race. Again, motorbike engine in the back of this one.
Oh, he means business. He really is pushing this very hard. Number 259 there, the car of Clive Austin, making his way up into Keepers and onto the Cedar Straight. And
interesting. So Clive Austin, he's in the racing class 600 to 1100cc, and he must be in the Inter Club because he's not mixed amongst all the other 1100s, is he?
No, he's definitely on his own there in his Empire Wraith. Well.
Page 15 of your programme, there's a picture of him as well, taken by Gail Knight, who's not here today, but she'll be here tomorrow.
Good picture,
as we get a look at Colin Mee in the venerable little Austin Healey Mark IV.
Look at Colin go. That's a beautiful paint job on that little, what is his MG, isn't
it? Yes, little Austin Healey Mark
MG.
IV, unusual little thing. An old car, isn't it? But
he's not sunning himself today, he's left the roof up.
Yeah, apparently the cars run quicker with the roof up, they're more streamlined.
Oh yeah, I can believe that. Yeah, it'll make just that, maybe a second's difference, which is a lot of time in this game. Here comes the Mini of Richard Jones.
We saw this before.
Little squeal.
And he's going to get his 2-time runs in pretty quick. I think that's the plan. They're going back. I think it's... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the same one as we saw earlier. He's from Chester. Little 1380A series. That's a beautifully turned out Mini, that. And these Minis, aren't they worth some money now?
I know. See, the smaller the car, the more expensive they are. Oh, look, we've got the A40 on the track. Dave Newell here. That's a wonderful looking thing, isn't it? It's got to be the oldest car racing today, I'm sure.
It's down there. I mean, this is what car is called Morty. He blew a head gasket again last meeting. So he's got the engine that was under the bench, he calls it, the under the bench engine.
Right.
The old nail has been put back in for another play.
Oh, when he should have been in retirement, it comes back in to serve again.
Another go.
Well, he's just stopped for an ice cream. That's it. There he goes now.
Yes, he'll be looking to break 70 seconds, but looking at how he's going, I don't think he will break 70 seconds. He has done
he's just
70, or is it 80?
Just through Museum now. He'll finish with the 78 here, I should imagine. No, I'm wrong.
It's going to be over 80, isn't it?
Yeah.
80.56, but good to see Morty get up the hill.
I like
that lovely old engine from under the bench.
Yeah.
Chucks it in, and bingo, off he goes.
So we've now got the flags up. Hello there. Oh, that's the batch getting ready to come back down. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, if you are watching our live stream this afternoon, welcome to Loton Park here in Shropshire, right on the Welsh borders, and we really have a great track ahead of us. The conditions are good. We've had rain this morning, but the track is as dry as a bone right now, so we should see some records tumbling. Now Richard's come to visit us.
Hiya, Richard.
Hello, Richard.
Are we live, yes or not?
Yeah.
Are we? Oh, okay. We weren't sure if that was the air ambulance, yeah? Ah. What's that do then? Oh my word. Oh! That stuff.
What are we doing?
Well, he's just playing around with his mouth. the little thing on the top there, he went in it came up with commentary.
Ah.
All stopped working. Not working. Down low, up.
As they come down, ladies and gentlemen, give them a wave. Don't forget, they're out there for our pleasure, and they do such a great job. We were talking earlier about the Orange Army. Just a reminder, you'll see everybody, all the stewards that you see around the track, all wearing orange, so consequently the Orange Army, and they are forever looking for volunteers if you want to take part in that. That's certainly doable.
Thanks, Rich.
Thank you, Rich.
I currently love it. Yeah. Okay.
I think what we'd call this commentary box, Christopher, intimate. Intimate is a word I think I might use. When you can't swing your elbows, you know.
Well, earlier, hang on.
Hello there.
Hello. Earlier, of course, you were on about aggressive rain, but now we're on about intimate commentary boxes. So
we're having a day of it today.
We always have a day. We have a laugh. We love it. We love it. I have to tell you that Sophia and me, we started off fairly much similar times, didn't we? Back in about 3 or 4 years ago.
And yet you seem to know so much more than me.
Well, don't forget, I do this pretty much every weekend.
You do, don't you? You get around to the other tracks. Yeah.
But we all started together.
We did.
You are famous in the broadcasting world because that's your sort of, well, I'm not going to say your main love, because you're very much into the arts, aren't you?
Yes, really. I mean, I'm an actor and a writer of plays, a writer of drama, singer, musician, director.
I feel very sort of like humble in your presence.
Well, you shouldn't, you see, because we're all good at something, aren't we? I mean, you know, the way you choose that sandwich at lunchtime, I've never seen Amanda, you know, I was in awe of that.
Unbelievable, yeah. Well, the thing is, actually today, my good lady, she sent me out with a salad box today. But you were on about my bacon, sausage and egg roll. That was brutal, wasn't
yes,
it?
Yes, it was. That was a real baptism of fire, that was.
That was like a lion tucking into a hyena or something, or a zebra, you know, freshly killed zebra. But there we go. We are alive. We are apparently live. And we didn't know that. So Rich is live streamed all over the world. There is actually in the paddock today, they're raising money for our fantastic Midlands Air Ambulance, and next to Graham Wynn's car, the GR59 that's at the top of the paddock there, well, near the start, there is the bucket there today, I think. So donations would be very gratefully received. They are entirely charitable, aren't they? So, and they come out to, well, everywhere, don't they? Not just hill climbs, they come all over the county, don't they?
Given, you know, how rural this area is, the fact that the air ambulance relies on a charity to exist is backward thinking. It really should be paid for by public subscription from the government, I think. To rely on charity is just well, you never know how much you're going to get, do you, for a start? 1 year they might not get any.
Well, that's right. Well, I couldn't agree more, but nevertheless, they are a charity, so whatever you can give them, folks, a couple of quid, a fiver, a tenner, 20p, whatever you can afford.
Everything,
all matters. It all matters. And you never know, it might be you that they might need to come for. So, you know,
exactly.
They're so professional and do an amazing job, and God forbid they ever stop. Now the little Saab has just left the line of me and Graham, the V4 again on another one of his time runs, and he was smoked off the line there, and he was really going for it.
Well, maybe he means business. Let's see him going over the top of Fletcher's Dello at the moment, turning into the Loggerheads, of course. And
I forget them myself sometimes.
There's so many of them, you know, and I'm used to working at the top box, all squealing the wheels, and round he goes. Oh, goodness me, that was dramatic.
Sounding dramatic.
He really is pushing that harness at the back, slide a little bit then as he goes round keeping. There he's into the Cedar Straight. Now this is where the cars can really open up for a short while. It takes them up to the top to Museum, what we call Museum, which is a nasty right-hander on a blind hill. It bombs, it's like a boat, that little Saab. Here's the Clio now of David Feekins driving the Clio now.
David, yes, he was going very well earlier actually. I think he was leading the class. He's already put a time up there of 65.36, and Ian Graham did a 70.88 in the SARP. He's improved on that with a 70.50. Now David Feekins, looking at his time, he's in purple sectors, which means he's probably up. He's 78 miles an hour through the speed trap in that very lovely little Clio that's a little 2-litre Renault power. Goes like a good one, doesn't it? Now he's already into museum as
Jeremy Wright joins us in Triangle. Around he goes in his Mini Cooper. This is a new Cooper for this track, I think. I don't know if I've seen this one here before, but Chris, you would tell me about that.
I don't think we've seen much of Jeremy before, but this is the modern Minis. They're very popular now in hill climbing. They're potent little machines, to be fair. And this one here, the R53, the Mini Cooper S, it's I think I'm just looking at that one, 220 is that here comes the lovely Healy of Simon Warburton,
the aluminium based Healy of Simon Warburton there. It's a beautiful looking car. Give it a look as it goes past. It's on the Cedar Straight at the moment, and no great times will be made by it, but it's nevertheless in its own class, so it may make something of an impression. I hope so.
Yes, so Simon Warburton in the modern Mini, he did a 55.41.
No, Simon Warburton's in the Austin Healy.
Yeah, so Simon Howard did a 62.32 earlier. Jeremy Wright did a 67.73, so that was a slight improvement on his previous run. So Simon Howarth in the Mini is still quicker than Will Goff. That's interesting. Didn't expect to see that. John Lowe has just gone by on the Audi TT Coupe, and then Will Goff will be coming by in the Alfa Romeo 4C.
Well summarised there, Chris. Absolutely. And here comes that Alfa Romeo as it comes down towards the triangle. There's a lot of braking to do here. It's a nasty right angle that you could quite easily get wrong by overcooking, but no problems there. Look how wide that car is filling the track. Big beast, isn't it?
It is, but it's very light. It's all carbon, and it's got a turbocharged engine. Very light, very well driven car, and absolutely flat track. Little dab of the brakes there as he's approaching, and then we're getting a look at Simon Howarth, who was leading the class, the 62.32, again in the modern Mini. He's car 224, and Simon is he's in from Clitheroe, and he's in the John Cooper Works car, and it's a 1600 turbocharged Mini, so it's got loads of brake horsepower.
It certainly has. I'll give you some finishing times while I've got them up in front of me. We've got John Lowe with a 74.03, Will Goff managed 65.78, Simon Howarth 52, and Alistair Tennant still up there and running on the track, so we have no time for him, but that's you up to date right now with timings. If you do keep notes in your program, you'll find that
so Simon's just done a 62.25, so he's improved on his previous time. He's leading the class from Will Goff with a 65.78 and 67.73 for Jeremy Wright. John Lowe 74.03, and we're now into the road-going production cars with four-wheel drive. Andrew Coleman was quickest earlier with his 59.17, nearly 7 seconds quicker than anybody else. Alistair Tennant in the Subaru Impreza has just gone up in a 65.73, so that's nearly a second improvement on his previous effort. And then we're going to get a look at Philip Steele in the Porsche 911, the four-wheel drive C4, and that example was the one that he won for 18p on a raffle.
Why would you charge 18 pence for a raffle ticket? Surely make it 20 pence.
Who's to know? But all I know, if I paid 18 pence and I got
I'd be quite happy with
happy
that.
days.
Yeah, it would be.
I'd be very happy.
I've never won a thing in my life. I just don't.
Well, but you hadn't done the raffle.
That was the problem.
You can't win if you don't do it.
You've got to be in it to.
You've got to be in it to win it.
That's right.
Yeah, and we've all been there, haven't we?
We have.
You know, I wished I'd done it, but I didn't. This is Andrew Coleman. My goodness me, this is extremely rapid. Currently leading the class with a 59.17. He's in the four-wheel drive Audi TT. That is a very, very potent bit of kit.
Driving like he stole it, we say. Driving like he stole it. He certainly was moving very, very rapidly through the stages. Still going up the top now. Over the line he goes. 67.9 for Philip Steele. Andrew Coleman just clearing the line now with the 52nd. And here we have Mark Tudor on the track in his
Raw Striker.
Raw Striker.
Little bike engine, 1 litre bike engine in the front.
Who makes the Raw Striker?
Well, they were a separate manufacturer, Raw Striker, and actually they're very quick. They're very much like a Westfield or a Cape.
Right, kit
car.
Yeah.
You know, put whatever engine you fancy in it. But here's that lovely Mini again. This is David Johnson, isn't it? In the lovely little Mini, conventional Mini. And if you had a Mini, I think you'd want one like that.
Well, I think you would, but didn't we used to take our lives in our hands in the olden days without all the SIPS protection and the airbags, and it was like going out in tin cans, wasn't it? We never thought about it at the time, but...
well, if you'd never had it, you'd never worried, would you?
No, that's right, it hadn't been invented, so we didn't know. It's a Peugeot 205 there, whizzing round triangle. That, of course, is the Peugeot 205 of Mark Honey, who's... always somewhere near the top of thereabouts in the running of things. Up he goes, coming out of Cedar Straight now. No great speeds on the Cedar Straight at the moment, Chris. We can go up to 128.
Well, we haven't got the big single-seaters here today. The only big single-seater is probably Graham in the GR59, Graham Wynn. Yes, that's well capable of that, but this is the Midland Championship, so we've got lots of 1100s here today, which are incredibly good entertainment, aren't they?
Well, they really are, yeah.
And don't forget, the 1100s these days are as quick as the 1600s.
Yeah.
They're smaller and lighter, but the engines are very well developed. There's not much between the two times at all. Very often the 1100s are quicker.
All right.
So who's this? That's
the Roy Holder in the Clio, and in fact just pumped out some smoke as he turned into museum, but he's okay. Goodness me, that's not the time he's just completed it. No, the clock stopped for a moment. It didn't look like he'd done the track in 35 seconds. Not to be done.
Tony Feekins, the entertainer, into Triangle in the little 205. Do you remember last year he had the red one, which unfortunately he rolled and fallow?
I do remember that.
Finished that one off, but luckily he was okay.
Yeah.
But he's actually back in the game in this one of his other Clio 5s, which he also had at that time. And he's sharing this one with his son today, isn't he?
Yes, he is. This is another Clio there, just almost coming to grief at Triangle. A lot of heavy braking just to make sure he could realign his course. He was thinking about coming to join us in the box then, I think, Chris, just for a moment. Was he? I
think he was thinking about it. Chris Scrivens in the little turbocharged Clio, very quick. But there's Andy Fagan, who was 10 seconds quicker in that very, very rapid Porsche. Andy, I think, is a locksmith, so he knows how to unlock the power of that car.
That's clever.
That was a good connection, wasn't it?
You've been waiting all night to say that.
I could be Tony Blackburn with that one, mate. All right.
Not off. Oh, that paint job on Andy Fagan. What would you call that paint job?
I would call that the Golf GT40 colours of old, with the striping. But they were blue with orange stripe. But that one's the same Golf colours over the middle, but got white bodywork. But I think I'm going to go with the Martini colours. I'm going to call that one.
All right.
The Martini colours.
That sounds good.
An homage to the Martini colours.
An homage.
Homage. That's my word of the day.
Word of the day.
An homage.
Look, poor old Peter Baker. We're not looking at him at all here, and he's doing a cracking job on the track in his Ginetto. And
it's not a Cornetto, it's a Ginetta. Not a Ginetto. Get it right, not a Ginetto. Can I have a Ginetto, please, with chocolate sprinkles?
Put flack in it.
Well, anyway, we must get serious. This is Clive Austin. The Empire Ray. Beautifully put together car, isn't it, that? He comes from the Team Valley. He's usually here with his wife. He's got a nice collection of cars.
Beautiful.
He has, but this is his serious little racing single-seater. And actually, always a contender for fastest time of the day on these Midland rounds. The car is certainly capable of great things, and it looks pretty sinister in the black colours.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, really eating up the track as it goes. It's not hanging around like some sort of praying mantis, maybe. It's just sort of a powerful thing about it. Colin Mee here in the Little Austin Healey. That's a lovely looking car as well. That's Colin's second run in that.
Well, Colin, of course, is the editor of the Hagley Talk magazine, as well as...
He certainly is. He's a man of letters.
Committee man, I think.
You'd have to be, wouldn't you?
Well, I suppose you probably would.
Yeah.
I don't know. Imagine you would. I'd imagine he is.
Well, why not?
I think he's that sort of person. He's quite important. Now, this is that very rapid Mini, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
This is Richard Jones again. Oh,
hello.
That was understeering round triangle. It was bump steer and everything. It was all going on there, wasn't it?
We had it all just for a moment. I did think he was going to just nip off the track for a moment, but he held it nicely. But it did bounce.
I think he had to back out a bit though, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he got it round. And it was quite spectacular, the bumping Mini, wasn't it, really?
Yes, he'll rush home to watch that himself. There he goes.
Look. Here comes Morty.
Hey, Morty. Looking good. That's Dave
Newell.
Dave Newell, isn't it? Yes. And
Dave Newell in Morty.
The old A40.
Gary's proprietor.
Is that what he does?
Yes, yeah, he knows it. I think he does a lot of work with motorhomes, actually.
All right.
But he certainly knows his way around fixing cars and things.
That's a handy skill to have.
Well, he can just whip these engines out and whip the cylinder heads off and blap some new valves in, put new head gaskets on. So, proper mechanic.
Right, it's proper stuff.
Isn't it? Aye, proper mechanic. Happy.
I think that Dave Newell in Morty has brought us to the end of that batch. I'm thinking.
Do you?
Yeah.
What makes you think that then?
The lack of cars in front of
There's no red flags out, is there?
No, there's no red flags.
No red flags.
No whistles.
No whistles.
There was no whistles.
Oh, hang on, but you are right. Look, there's the whistles. You preempted it. He says, yes. There's that Roger Still there, you see. There's our Roger blowing that whistle, waving that flag. Roger would have had a job back in the 20s, you know. He could have run ahead of the cars with his red flag, couldn't he? Yes, he'd had a job for life, I reckon. They still do that in Wales because it's 20-mile-an-hour limits, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Roger, there's a job for you in Wales, he says. Oh, look, we've got
a message
there at sunny Gurston, eh?
Welcome you are from sunny Gurston. I hope it is sunny. It's sunny here as well, so that's something we've got in common with the people of Gurston. But put your names on next time, then we'll know who we've got, so we can give you a name shout. You can send a message via Facebook or via YouTube, and you will see that.
Yes, join the live chat on YouTube.
Lancaster, good afternoon from Lancaster. Thanks for the coverage. Hello there in Lancaster.
Paul and Liz.
Good afternoon to Paul and Liz there in Lancaster. Oh, the names are there, aren't they? They're at the bottom.
Yes.
Christopher, I
could see.
Ooh, hey.
You've got to get your different glasses on.
Now, let's have a look at this batch coming down. What a gorgeous looking beast that is. The
B and Tom in Munster, France. Yeah. My goodness me. Tom Ridinger. Wow. There you go.
In Munster.
Yes, there's two Munsters. I think there's a Munster in Ireland. There's a Munster in France.
And then one in Germany as well.
Argentina. Mr. Osvaldito 3.
Mr. Osvaldito 3.
Well, Ozzy Ardiles, he was from Argentina. He managed Spurs. He was also a great footballer, wasn't he, Ozzy Ardiles?
Yes, he was indeed. So
isn't that wonderful? All the way from Germany, Eric Lausch.
Reaching Argentina, that is it, Eric.
That is out there. It's pretty out there, isn't it? Look, there's David Morty up the top there. Look, he's managed to start the engine up in the old nail of an engine from underneath the bench, as he calls it.
Underneath the bench. There he goes. But yeah, it's always a great opportunity for everyone to see the cars at a better speed. Who on earth would be phoning this phone at this time?
Well,
of the day?
hey, Rich, that's the Canada covered coast to coast, Vancouver to St John's, Newfoundland here. HillClimb has become a tradition already. Thank you and your team for your efforts. It's much appreciated from Spark, so thank you again.
Hello from Liège in Belgium, near Spa. That's Francorchamps. Good race. Thanks for the live. Many superb cars. That's from Didier Farnier. Hello to you, Didier.
Well, you're familiar with Spa-Francorchamps. That is a fantastic race circuit. You see, that's where they have the Belgian Grand Prix.
Ah, you see, I need you round for this sort of knowledge because I wouldn't have known that, Chris, to be honest.
Well, now hang on, I'm saying this. Is Spa in Belgium or is it in Germany? It's on the border from my memory, because I went to watch a rally out there once.
There isn't a
and
Belgian
Spa is
border.
a very, very fast circuit in the Ardennes. Amazing place, actually.
That's Germany.
Well, yeah, I think it's...
Or Eastern France.
Yeah, it's out there, isn't it? It's on the borders of...
Yeah, it's where
one of them.
They had the Battle of the Bulge.
Well, perhaps... Oh, hello from Germany. Well, perhaps Fritz would tell us that the answer to that.
He might do. He might do. Good evening, good afternoon to you, Fritz in Germany. Of course, they're an hour ahead of us. I think it's
Are
about...
they?
Yeah, it's about 3:05 over there, I
Is
think.
it?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So... We're raising money, by the way, this afternoon for the air ambulance, the Midlands Air Ambulance, down by Graham Wynn's car down in the paddock there. There'll be a bucket there, and they do an amazing job, the air ambulance, and they have been called here in the past at various times, and obviously they travel all over the Midlands to incidents and do an amazing job. So it is a charity, so chuck a bit in their bucket. They would really appreciate that, as we all would, because it might be us next week that need their services.
You never know when they're needed. They sit there on standby, ready to go at any time. But of course, they can't do without public money. So without charity, which is it's a very, very lively charity, the air ambulance. What have we got here from Toby? Hi gang, looks lovely there. I hope everything goes well today. Well, it is doing so far. Loves watching the live feed. We love having you along, Toby. I don't know where you are. That's Toby Lammercraft there. Link Zeppeloid, still trapped in Germany too.
Well, there you go.
Trapped in Germany.
What does that mean?
I don't know what's going on in Germany.
Hello from Tasmania.
Goodness me, Chris Herbert in Tasmania. What are you doing in Tasmania,
I
Chris?
think they call it Tassie, don't they? Eh?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. It's Tassie. Anyway, well, that's the sort of the local dialect for it. Afternoon, gents, watching from Dubai. Darren Thomas.
Hey.
Fantastic. Anyway, we're back in action here. Poland here. Hello, Ceylon. Right, we're going to leave you back on the live. It's now Maggie Richards in the little Renault Clio RS 182. This is her car. This is, I think, one of her little regular runabout cars. Two at home, goes to the shops in this car. But here she is today, driving here at lovely Loton Park in this very potent little Clio. Here she comes down into Triangle now.
Yeah, just watching her as she approaches the right hand of Triangle into away, and she goes into keepers, looking very good. No problems there at all with Maggie Richards in her Renault RS Clio 128.
Now here's a rapid car you're going to see in a minute. This is Dave Wilson in the Lotus Elise. He's at car 720. He's here with his son Robert, a shared drive. He's also an instructor at another hill down the road, and as you can see, these little potent hill climb cars are just over 200 horsepower. Engines are mid-engined on the back. It's not four-wheel drive, but they're pretty light, and the balance on the cars is fantastic, almost like a big go-kart, isn't it? What a lovely thing that is, isn't it?
It is indeed. That's Dave Wilson there in the Lotus. So, Ray Law is our next one. It is Caterham 7. The Caterhams always have a great time on the track. They were built for this track. I know they weren't, but they look like they should have been.
Yes, Professor Ray Lower, I'll have it known.
Professor?
Yes, Professor Ray Lower. He's actually a professor. Emerite Professor of Mechanical Engineering.
Gosh.
He's retired, I think, from that, but he has travelled. He was Oxford and Cambridge, proper job, and he's sharing that car which he owns with Joy Hoyle, who's also very rapid, and it's always a bit of a job who gets the bragging rights between those two, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's through.
Oh, actually, look at in the first. Are they in practice or time? I think these are timed. Or is it?
These are time.
So Raylo did a 59.70 earlier. he was the quickest of the little Westfields.
Well, that set the bar rather high. He's 2 seconds faster this time at 57.99 for Ray Law. So that's perhaps one of the fastest runs of the day. No, we've had a 51 earlier, I must be honest, but good run there from Ray Law.
I'm not convinced that this might not be a second practice for the Midland runners. I'm not convinced because we know they were going to get potentially another run. Oh, what's happened? Anything happened there?
No, he's finished.
This is second practice.
Yeah,
yes. I thought so. It's a little confusing, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be.
Confusing.com.
It's oblique.
All we know is this is second practice for the Midland runners, and so the times don't really matter, but they're coming back down now anyway.
Here they come. Yeah, we'll see them coming down. You know, the president. Oh, goodness me!
I think your phone needs to be switched off, old chap.
I think you're absolutely right, sir.
And put to silent. We have.
No, it's off. I'm switching it off.
It's Donald Trump just ringing.
He won't leave me alone.
He won't, will he? He will.
No.
He's trying to do a deal with you, I expect, isn't he?
He's running out of orange.
He's got a beautiful deal going for you, I expect.
A beautiful big deal. Yeah.
A beautiful bigly deal.
No, I tell you what, it's good, isn't it, to talk about the clowns just when we have a break.
Now listen, we mustn't get in trouble because if we go all El Politiconi, then we'll get in trouble.
We will be, of course. They could be listening to us in America.
They could be eavesdropping us. He might have a drone overhead ready to blow us out the commentary box. Eh?
There's not enough room for me and you. Never mind a drone in here as well.
It's cosy, isn't it?
Honestly, I just took me coat off. I felt I was wrestling a net. I was trying to be as small as I could so I didn't bash you in the ear.
Yeah, well,
intimate is the setting.
You're lucky.
I am lucky.
You have never worked at Prescott, where we work in what we call the shower cubicle, which is literally like that.
Yeah.
And when you change commentator, you have to one has to wriggle out, and the other then wriggles back in, and then you've got no room to put any of your stuff down.
Oh no, I couldn't stand that.
It's very, very tight.
Is it a phone box?
It's smaller than that. But it's fun. It's all good fun.
Of course, it's all good fun. Graham Manton. Now let's have a look at the racing again. This is the Westfield. So what are we in now, Chris?
Right. Well, we are now. We are. I think we're still probably in. We're probably still in practice at the moment. So Graham Manton sharing with his daughter Rebecca, and he actually manages a massive estate in Shropshire. He's the estate manager.
Oh, really?
And it's a very big estate. I won't mention the name over there, but very important man round there.
Oh, I say.
And his daughter Rebecca is a mechanical engineer at ProDrive at Banbury at the racing team. So.
Oh, wow.
Now, what about this? This is Robin Nicholson.
I love that car.
Stunning
Absolutely love it. A Mallet, is it?
Yeah, it's a Mallet. Now, this one here runs a 1700cc Ford crossflow engine in the front. It's called a clubman's car, so it is actually designed as a pure racing car. Very, very popular thing. And if you look, the driver is sat over the rear wheels there, and his feet are ahead, and the engine is ahead of him, and very rapid it is too. Here's Stuart Hook in his little motorbike engine Westfield. So Stuart Hook, he's from Cirencester. He's in his second season in this car, and he runs a little 1300cc Hayabusa motorbike engine in the front, and it's screaming up the hill.
It is. It's certainly moving along. Okay, I'm just now going to find us in the programme to let the dear viewer.
We are on page 22, folks, as we look at Simon Radner in the Westfield SE. This has got a 1600cc Vauxhall engine in this one. Very potent little 16-valve engine. He said he was nervous this morning because he hasn't done this for a couple of years, but he seems to be making very good progress. Throwing it around.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to set a pretty good time. In fact, he was in practice. He was the second quickest this morning. And so what's he going to do this afternoon? He did a 60.18. He's blasting it up to the finish. This is going to be quicker, I can tell you now. He's going up towards the finish and at 56.77.
That's very good for Simon Radner there, the Westfield of Simon Radner. 56.77 at the moment, puts him number one in the group that he's in. but we're having all the Westfields and Caterhams coming in at the moment. We're seeing all sorts of beautiful kit cars as they race their way up the hill.
Interesting, one of the very quickest is Richard Price, and in first practice he was really slow, but 56.77, their cars are starting to get a bit of a lick on, and yet we're still in practice. So
incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty quick stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think the track's perfect now. The rain's gone and dried up.
Be nice to see competitive times with some of these little Westfields, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Here's Rob Lloyd in the MK Cup 200 car again. It looks like a Westfield. He's got a motorbike engine, a higher booster into that one, so it goes extremely well. Rob is from Leominster, and I think he owns 2 or 3 of these, actually, he was telling me. But he's getting there. Ones he's bringing out to play are quicker and quicker, as he's getting quicker too.
Yeah. It's a nice thing to collect, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure he's trying to collect them. I think he just hasn't got rid of them.
Yeah.
So you might think, well, it's like me having fishing rods, you know. You can never have enough, I say.
Is that right?
I think so.
You've only got one pair of hands.
Yeah, but it's like cameras. You can never have enough. Here's Richard Price, very quick driver. Richard Price, he was in purple sectors off the line. He's in yellow at the moment. Again, this is practice, but I think Simon Radner really put something, put a marker down with that 56.77.
Yeah, that's put the cat amongst the proverbials, hasn't it?
Well, I think against the quality of the drivers he's against, that's a great performance. First of the single-seaters this afternoon. Here you got Stevie Morgan in the little Empire Evo 3. Very nice little thing. This is built by Bill Chaplin down in Taunton, and may well be looking in. Empire Cars, a small manufacturer but produce great cars. And this example, small, lightweight, with a bike engine in the back of it in the 1100cc class.
Incredible. Beautiful looking car. And Rich Weaver has been off the line now, and he's in his Empire Evo. Down he comes down towards the triangle, slamming on those brakes, but not too dramatically as he goes round, making his way up into keepers and onto the Cedar Straight, where you will see him really push that beast.
Yeah, now Richard, of course, is the father of Tom Weaver and also Lizzie Weaver, who's also here, both racing. Richard, though, he used to drive the recovery truck at one time, and now he's got a garage business at Ludlow and knows his way around his cars for sure. But him and his young son Tom have been a real force in that car. As we get first a look at the little Formula Ford there of Nicola Dearden in the Van Diemen. There's red flags.
We are getting a flag in.
Now, they're red flagged up the hill there, so they're stopping her for some reason or another.
I think we'll see her coming back down in reverse.
Now, as far as I know, the Mazda hasn't left the line of Robin Holden, so either something was up with that car that the marshals spotted. We haven't seen, but either way, the red flags are out. That means she has to stop. The marshal's with her at the moment and just having a chat.
Yeah.
A cosy Saturday afternoon chat. Oh, my wretched phone. Get rid of it, Ponzi. I thought I'd switched it off.
Well, we are busy this afternoon with us phones, aren't we? We're giving the worst example in the world. We're live streamed across the whole universe, and we're chatting away on us telephones. So we've got, at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, the flags are out, the whistles have gone, so there'll be no movement on the track until the Orange Army allow that to happen. We've got Robin Holden there in his Mazda Roadster waiting on the line, and of course nothing can be done until the marshals give them the go-ahead. So we're waiting to see. All done with flags and whistles. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Flags and whistles.
Flags and whistles.
Sophisticated stuff, isn't it?
My favourite poem in the world, although this has got nothing to do with anything, of course, is about the train to Glasgow and the guy from Johnny Bristol who waved his flag and blew his whistle. I think that's such a clever rhyme. I just love it.
Very nice too. You see, you get to hear all sorts here.
Oh, you do, don't you?
Loton Park on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. Bringing erudition to motor racing, I think, is very important.
Wow, you are a wordsmith as well, aren't you? You see, the thing is, You know all this sophisticated stuff. I'm just a simple country boy.
That's always been the problem between the two of us, isn't it?
I'm just going to adjust your mic because I think you've got it slightly wrong.
I thought you were just going to scratch me nose for me then, which would have been very thoughtful.
No, I've got that, so it's perfect now.
Thank you, Chris. Now everybody can hear my
we
golden
got the recovery truck now. What's happening here? Is he going up to...
He's on a timed running in the recovery truck.
Where's he off to then? Is he
we'll
going to relocate, or is he going to pick up somebody?
Maybe.
I didn't see...
didn't we have one come off of the track earlier on this morning? Perhaps has not come down. We didn't.
No, so I think he might be repositioning. Anyway, we'll be back in action fairly soon. The Air Ambulance charity, I'll just mention that quickly. The Air Ambulance, we are collecting for them today, so if you see anyone coming round, feel free to donate freely because they do a fantastic job. It is a charity and they literally attend all over the place, and it's Nicola's just going back into the paddock there.
I thought they'd turn around.
Hang on, the engine
hasn't got the power to make it.
No, the engine has said
go on over the top.
She's trying to physically make it go by jumping up and down.
Yeah, and she's done it. She made it.
Well, is that gravity on the slope?
Well, she was pushing it up towards the top of the...
She was jumping up and down, wasn't she? She said, come on, little car.
Come on.
Come on.
Do it.
Let's be having you.
And done it, she did.
Well, she hasn't got far to go. She'll be back to Andrew Henson, her dad, and...
well, I think they'll give her another run, surely. It was seen as how they only stopped her halfway.
I don't know why they stopped her.
No, there was no... We don't know at this time, ladies and gentlemen, what the stoppage is, but these things happen.
If you notice on the live stream, just so you see there's like a chock underneath the back car. So when the car gets put into position on the line there, they chock it back. So as it gets the timing struck exactly right, they put the chock under the back wheel to stop it, so it can't really go backwards anymore. Yeah. And then, of course, when the car leaves the line, the chock is free to get out the way for the next car.
Thrown backwards at 100 miles an hour at anyone clever enough to catch it.
Well, don't forget, the first 64 feet, the very fastest cars are going the first 64 feet in under 2 seconds from the start.
That's just astonishing.
Which is what, like 1G, you know? Yeah. It's quite extraordinary, isn't it?
And then they stand on the brake almost to get into Fletcher's Dello at the top of the... it's Hall. It's actually called Hall, the first turn. Let me talk you through the track, ladies and gentlemen, just while we're waiting for what happens. We have... well, it looks as 6 or 7 named stages of the track. There's 2 commentary boxes, one's at the top, one's at the bottom. Today we're only using the bottom one because, of course, live streaming, we can follow the cars on the camera, same as you can. But so they leave the start and they come to a left-hander called Hall. From Hall, it's a straight run up to Loggerheads with a slight left into Fletcher's Dello. Then they had the long run down towards Triangle, which is where Chris and I are sat in the first commentary box. They go through the Triangle up to a turn called Keepers, which this time is a left-hander. Not too severe, but it does test them because this is when they're getting ready for their big famous Cedar Straight, and that's where some great speeds are achieved into Fallow. From Fallow they go round the commentary box at the top, that's called Museum, and then the finishing line is just under a mile, isn't it, Chris? A few yards short of a mile. So anybody that's doing it in under 60 seconds is clearly averaging over 60 miles an hour, which is very, very good. I've not worked out average out. We've got Robin still waiting on the line with that chock, as you told us about, Chris, there. Yes, we have. We're going to be back in action very shortly. If you've got a program, by the way, this is the way to see an awful lot. You'll see all your competitors listed as well. Where can you get one if you haven't got a program, Chris? I think they're selling them down by the office there, I think, down in the paddock, I think. Yeah. That's a very good point, actually, because there's nobody sort of going around with an arm full of programs, is there? No, that's right. By the way, right, so Loton Park Speed Hill Climb, the course length is 1,475 yards. So that's 200 yards short of a mile, isn't it? Is it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 16. Fair enough. The course record, the outright hill record, is held by Wallace Mingus from Scotland in a Gould GR59
Cosworth in 41.76 seconds. So that is pretty sharp, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
The ladies' record is Debbie Summers in the DJ Firestorm that Alex Summers drives, and that's 46.46. And this year Debbie had a baby, first child, called Jack, and last year, Alex Summers, her husband, who has won the championship once, been runner-up about 3 times, and always he set fastest. He won the first run-off at Shrewsbury last week and was placed in the second. So extremely rapid driver and car. And so Debbie Summers holds that record. So this is actually a long hill, this one, 1475. I think that's possibly longer than Harewood in Yorkshire, which is the other long course.
Right.
Shrewsbury, I think, is about 1,000 yards.
Oh, that's considerably short.
22 seconds. So it's a big difference, isn't there?
Yeah, half the distance, I suppose, half the timing. But
yeah, absolutely. So this, of course, is being run by the Hagley District Light Car Club. This meeting, and that's a great club, being established for many, many years indeed, and. Obviously, most of their officials are here today. Plus, we've also got clerks of the course. The clerk of the course today is Paul Richardson. The deputy clerk of the course is Stephen Harriman, and is assisted by Sam Walker. The assistant clerk of the course is Helen Hancocks, and the chief medical officer is Nick Haynes. Paramedic is Chris Hawkins. Chief scrutineer is Steve Walker. Deputy scrutineer is Martin Ford and Steve Tucker.
They got their own tent, you know.
They're pretty important people.
That's pretty posh.
And then you've got MS. You read those ones out there then.
MS UK Environmental and Scrutineer, that's Dave Anso. Chief MS UK Timekeepers Roger Warren. Assistant MS UK Timekeeper Chief Marshal is Jamie Mould. Assistant Chief Marshal is Simon Fido. He's a racer.
Well, he's an ex-racer.
He's an ex-racer.
Now a very important marshal now.
Yes, he's the Chief Marshal here.
Yeah.
No Jamie today. I haven't seen Jamie around at all. He's in the credits.
Yes, Jamie is here.
Oh, right.
Jamie, yeah, he's here.
And if you have got a...
Mind you, don't like us talking about him, so we won't talk about him.
We won't mention Jamie then.
No.
Who can't we talk about?
Jamie.
Oh, that Jamie.
Yeah,
he doesn't like that.
No, don't talk about
him.
him.
He does, no, don't mention Jamie. Now then, if you've got a programme, ladies and gentlemen, you might think, well, hang on a minute, those aren't the dulcet tones of Benoit and Alex. Well, they are not. You've got the dulcet tones of Sophia and...
Ponzi.
And Ponzi. Ponzi.
Do you like that?
I do, mate. It's all a Ponzi scheme.
Well, we don't take ourselves seriously, do we?
Not too much. It's a good job we don't.
Well, and I'll tell you the other thing is that oh dear, is that the Weaver car?
I think that's a poorly looking car, isn't it?
Oh,
it's
dear.
coming back down on the back of recovery.
We've had an incident up the top there.
Yeah.
So we are going to be back in action very shortly.
We are.
But if obviously this game, incidents happen, and I don't know if they're going to send those cars back down or whether they'll let the Mazda off the line shortly, because there's quite a few cars up there, and the rescue truck was parked behind them at the time. So is that one going to be bringing it back down? We will see very shortly.
Yes,
so,
he'll be in
how
front
far
of us.
did we get to then? Did we got to... Okay.
We were looking at the coincidence of a Mr. Bakehouse doing the catering.
Oh, okay. We got to catering, Paul Bakehouse and his team.
And his team of bakeries.
Entry secretary is Neil Hancocks.
Look at that, Neil.
Event secretary is Sue Thompson, does an incredible job.
She works hard.
Incredible job.
Beautiful job.
And
she does a beautiful
Loton
job.
Park setup is Alan and Sue Jones.
And they do a great job too, don't they?
Absolutely do.
If you are watching on YouTube and just waiting like us for the next race up the hill, let me tell you a little bit about where we are. We're on the Welsh borders, in a county called Shropshire, which is known as England's best kept secret. It's a beautiful county. It's absolutely stunning. And the situation we're in, it's an old stately home, owned by the Loton family.
Yeah, Sir Michael Loton.
And
and his daughter Ellie, of course.
Absolutely.
The event is run with the kind permission of them. So
yes.
Thank you to them.
And they do get involved as well. They like to come to our events and sometimes give out the prizes and that sort of thing. So when we're not racing round here of the weekend, it's just a deer park.
It's a private court. It's a private house, isn't it? Really?
It's a big estate. It's Downton Abbey all over again.
It's absolutely fabulous, isn't it? Really.
Blood.
It's a great place, and it is a deer park. And of course, on race days, here comes the truck now.
Let's have a look what's going on this truck.
Yeah, well, he's got one on the back there. Unfortunately, he's got a single seater on the back. I don't know if it's the Weaver car or not. We'll see in a minute. It is the Weaver car, I'm afraid.
That's a shame.
So I think Richard was driving it. So that, unfortunately, is that one for today, and possibly could be out for tomorrow as well.
Well, I don't know, because he did finish. He's got a finishing time in that car. He finished on 53.48, so it's probably more likely to be mechanical than anything else.
I hope it's all fixable and
not too expensive. That's the thing.
Because that car has been going great, and young Tom Weaver is an absolute rocket in that car.
Yeah.
Right, he drives it brilliantly. So we are going to be back in action. So the red flags are in. The whistles have been blown, and we are going to be back in action anytime soon.
So Robin Holden was the patience of Job there, sat on the line, but they are obviously not going to let him go until it's all clear on the marshals and the track is clear. Off he goes now. We're back in action. Roy Holden there through the first 64 feet at 2.64 seconds, so he means business. Round he comes now. Remember, I was telling you about Hall. There's Hall. He's coming round now into Loggers. That's the Loggerheads, of course. And the big hill down to the triangle is Fletcher's Dello, and here he comes now, right on cue, straight down to the triangle. Little puff of smoke as he takes the left-hand turn, and a nice pull away there in third, I think. The sound of it.
Yes, he's in that. They're in the road-going production cars up to 2 litres this version, and we'll be followed by Richard Pates. And Richard Pates is from Gloucester. He's driving the little MG, the modern MG ZR, little 1800cc. Look at this car. These are beautifully turned out little Rovers. They become suddenly very popular. They're deceptively rapid, 1800cc, front-wheel drive, sporty little body on them, aren't they?
Yes, indeed.
And he's already going through keepers. They just released David Garnett off the line. He's in the Fiat Abarth 6595. David, in fact, is from Cheltenham. He's in a little 1378 turbocharged Fiat, and you'll just see him coming down now. They look like they shouldn't go around the corners, but you watch, he'll squeal his way around. He's got his lights on. The hazard warning lights come on when he puts the brakes on, and already he's away.
They're lovely little things. I had one of them once,
Did you?
Yes, I did, and it's a lot more grunt. You give it Ben, you give it credit for it. I had a lot of fun with my little noddy car.
Fairness, the original Fiat 500, it was very slow compared with this that had about 40 brake horsepower, but this thing, David's, has got about 175, 180 brake horsepower, so it's not to be sniffed at, is it?
It is not. Hot on his heels, it's a Renault Clio of Ian Richards now coming through Triangle, and 27 seconds past stars here, and into keepers he goes, and off into Cedar Straight. That's Ian Richards, the Renault Clio there.
Yeah, the little Clios have become a very, very popular hill climb car, aren't they? They've got all the right things. They've got front-wheel drive. They've got a little 2-litre fuel-injected little pocket rocket engine, 16-valve engine. So it's got about, well, the reason they call them the RS200, that's 200 brake horsepower from the factory.
Yeah.
So that's adequate, isn't it?
It's more than adequate. Obviously, he's just it's Nicola Dearden in a Van Diemen.
Yes, he's normally driving Andrew Father's bigger single-seater, but they decided to have a go in this Formula Ford, which he's owned for quite a few years, he was telling me. And when you look at these Formula Fords, there's not much more fun to be had on a hill than in a Formula Ford.
Oh, sure.
No aero, no wings.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, just everything is like down to the driver, really.
Lots of fun. Lots of fun.
Evenly matched.
Yeah, so that's Nicola taking her way to the top. And here comes Rob Wilson. We have a finishing score of 60-22 for...
in practice, that was it. He's leading the class at the moment no, we're in a different lot. So Caroline Ryder was the fastest earlier in practice in the Formula Fords with a 60.22 from Andrew Henson. But now we're in the road-going series production cars up to 2 litres, and Dave Wilson led the way earlier with a 58.97 from his so Rob has just gone a 58.29 to beat Dad, and Dad did a 58.97. So very, very closely matched, those two this year. This is Jonathan Langmead, our golf pro from South Devon. He plays at Dawlish near Teignmouth, and he's now taken to driving little very rapid Lotuses, and he is actually the class record holder as well.
It's Lotus Elise he's driving, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Actually,
Lovely
it's telling me
looking
that Sarah Bosworth holds the class record in a 57.76.
Oh, we've come to a stop on the Lotus.
Oh, he's having a go. He's onto the grass.
He was onto the grass. He didn't stop. In fact, he's back onto the track, but that will, of course, cost him a lot of precious time. Came off the top of Cedar Straight.
Yes, into fallow. That's always a bit hot going into there, isn't it?
It does catch you out if you're not... you only have to be switched off for half a second, and all hell can break loose. As
now we're into some Porsches. This is Richard York.
Richard of York gave battle in vain.
So Richard York, this is the 718 GT4 Club Sport car, a very sophisticated bit of kit, very valuable, as are all these Porsches we've got here today.
Oh, they always were very expensive.
Yeah,
cars.
very rapid indeed.
Yeah.
I've got some stats on these if you want to be a bit statty. Richards is a Cayman 718 GT4. It's 4 litres. It's got 414 horsepower. There's the example of Tony Adams. He's in the Porsche Cayman again. Tony's new to this. He used to race a Lotus before, but he's now a Porsche man. And of course, it's got a semi-automatic gearbox, so it's
Is that right?
Yeah. So it takes a bit of getting used to if you're used to a manual car.
Yeah, that would be, especially in a racing situation. That's quite a thing to get used to. Anyway, Tony's climbing up the hill very nicely, and he's finished with a 50.57. So that's put the cat amongst pigeons. Looking at those finishing times.
Here's the glorious little Alpine of Tim Elmer, the modern Alpine A110. 1700cc turbocharged engine, very lightweight little car in the French tradition, and very rapid too. What can he do? Currently leading the way is Tony Adams with that 59.06, but many quick runners and riders still to come.
Yeah, there's quite a few cars in this batch, so we've got Simon Tarling there, the Porsche. Is that the Cayman of Simon Tarling? No, it's a 996 GT3 3.6 litre engine. He's got a lot of grunt in there. Maybe one of the bigger cars of the day. That's a pretty big engine he's got in that Porsche. He's away, he's up keepers and making his way, not keepers of course, he's making his way into Cedar Straight.
Here's an interesting bit of kit. This is Steve Atkins. Yeah, in the BMW M2 competition car. Now this is a 3-litre turbocharged car, but rear-wheel drive. He comes from Kidderminster. He's mixing this car in with these great big powerful Porsches, but he's no mean slouch himself. He'll probably have 400 horsepower in that big Beamer. And he's gone onto the grass. Gone straight on, but he's okay. Car's okay. He just kind of overcooked it into fallow there, which is not unusual, as Tom Jones would say. It's time. You could sing that, couldn't you? You're good at that. But anyway, here he goes. It's not unusual for Steve Atkins to go onto the grass and he's now heading up towards the finish. We've got red flags for Robert Lancaster Gay there. That immaculate red Porsche there. That's
Beautiful
a Porsche 997 GT3. Folks, that is beautiful.
That's a
He's
lovely,
going back into the paddock.
Porsche.
He'll get another go. I did an interview with Robert today.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you just point a microphone at him. Well, actually, we were both mic'd up. I didn't have to say a thing. It was easy. He's a great chap to interview.
Yeah, when you get a subject like that.
So knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Such a nice chap.
Shame to see
he could have his own radio show.
Oh,
he could be like you.
You've got to be very, very special for that. You know,
Have your own radio show.
Very.
I know. I'm not special enough. But they probably kept me away from the airwaves if they got any sense. I'd probably I'd be in big trouble.
I think you're bringing a certain amount of je ne sais quoi to anybody's show, Chris. It would be great to have you along. It'd be a lot of fun.
Look at the big lock up there.
Whoa, goodness me.
That was the big lock up there. Oh my goodness me. That they were showing
just a replay there.
Jonathan Langmead, that was.
Yeah.
Crikey. He was having a go, wasn't he?
He was giving it some.
He was giving it large, as they say.
So who have we got on? We've got John Maycock on in his Mazda.
Oh, can I just speak in here? Mm-hmm. John Maycock, this is Dr. John Maycock. Folks, when John Maycock leaves the line, watch this little Mazda. This is a little turbocharged Mazda with about 260 brake horsepower, right? But he mixes it with these big 4-litre Porsches, and they don't want him in their class. He's too quick, right? He's super quick, and he holds class records too around the place. And it's great to see John. He's been away for a couple of years. So Lancaster Gay, well, he's still showing the time, but he's gone back into the paddock.
He's in the paddock, yeah.
He's back in the paddock.
The clock's still running for him.
He is, and we're now getting ready to watch John Maycock. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him. In fact, you've probably not seen much of him before.
No, he seems a new name to me, this one.
Yeah, well, he's very, very good indeed. Dr. John, eh?
Dr.
So he's a useful man to know, isn't he? You take this one.
I'll take this one. As John Maycock's off the line now. And into Fletcher straight away, getting ready on the inside line there. It's always good to see a good tight grip on that corner. No chance of sliding anywhere. And up he comes right into the middle of the track, and he's coming down the triangle now. Here he comes. We're facing him. He's facing us. And he takes that left-hand bend. Oh, and a little shimmy on a chassis on the back there as he went round, but he's into the Cedar Straight now. This is where he'll make some time up, and 48.7.
Purple sectors.
Yes, purple sectors indeed, and we have John going around the museum now. He's only got about 3 yards left to go to the finishing line. That's John Maycock there. Finally got his run. He did sit patiently.
Top of the charts, 57. Top of the tops. As we got Richard Snow going by in the Cayman GT4 RS. Highly sophisticated car with about 500 horsepower. Richard Snow is a class record holder at other hills. He's going to have something to say. He's got immense power in that car. He's already showing purple sectors. He's 83 mile an hour through the speed trap. He's into Fallow now, heading up towards Museum. He wants to beat a 57.64, and at the moment he's on target to do that. Heads up to the finish in a 57.23. Takes him top of the pops in practice, just ahead of John Maycock.
Yes, he is, just about 4.40 of a second ahead of John Maycock, but that's very close, and that's the kind of rivalry that we enjoy seeing. It pushes for better racing further on down the line. Tim Goodwin's just crossed the line now with a 46 point. No, he hasn't. He's still going. I'm getting misled by this clock on the bottom.
Well, yes, at your age you do get misled. Come on, we're both getting old.
Very easily.
But nevertheless, Tim Goodwin on the hill in the little Audi TT. Alan Mansfield has just gone by us in the Toyota Yaris, the little four-wheel drive pocket rocket. 3 cylinders, 270 brake horsepower, very quick indeed. And then he will be followed by Robert Lancaster Gay in the 997 GT3, who's coming into our triangle now in this immaculate Porsche, very well driven car. And last week at Chelsea, Walsh, he was the quickest Porsche driver in the wet. brilliant in the wet is Robert.
Is that right?
Brilliant, yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he could have had a great run this morning because we certainly had some wet. But he'd be glad to be back on the track. He's been waiting, hasn't he, to have his second run because, it's not his second run, it's his first, but it's his rerun. For some reason, he was flagged off the track. No reason of his fault of his own, so he gets to go. And, I say no fault of his own.
Ian Fido in the Toyota Yaris, Simon Fido's father. Simon's on the hill marshalling today. Robert Lancaster Gay did a 60.32, so that currently takes him 5th in the practice for the series production cars over 2 litres. Ian Fido heading up Cedar Straight, heading in towards Fallow now. Nice smoothly round there. Tony Hawkins in the Yaris, here he comes now. Look at the lights, the hazard warning lights that immediately come on as you brake hard, so it's obviously some sort of safety feature.
It's a new one on me. I've not heard of that one before, to be honest, but it makes sense, doesn't it? It's just slamming your brakes on, get your 4-way flashes going straight away. It's some motorways, I suppose that comes in handy. Roger Stock's there in his Toyota Yaris. We have the Team Yaris on the tracks at the moment, do we not? And here comes again another.
Well, that is Roger Stocks. That's in the Yaris, and it's the colours of Brawn Racing, so it's homage to Brawn Racing, of course, Jenson Button and Ross Brawn, and very quick car. Looks lovely, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was talking to Roger last time I was here, and I stopped and said I really did enjoy seeing the car on the track. It's such a lovely colour and particularly well driven as well, and looks like it's got stagecoach wheels on it. I'm sure they're not.
There's Pete Richards in the Golf R, just coming round Triangle. This is 4-wheel drive. He used to have a Yaris, but he's now changed it for this Golf. This is about 300 odd brake horsepower, 4-wheel drive, ex-Clubman's racer, so he's been driving for many years. Certainly goes well.
Is he happy with the change?
Loves the change.
Well, that's interesting.
Quite a bit quicker as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. Good. Well, we got Joy Hoyle on the line. He's just setting off now in a Caterham 7 super sprint.
Yeah, this is the one she shares with Professor Ray Lower.
Yes, it's
and it runs a 2-litre Vauxhall, about 270 brake horsepower. Joy is very quick, isn't she?
She is quick. She's doing very well at the moment. On her way to the Cedar Straight. I am, of course, a number, not a free man. That's the prisoner car there.
Ah, indeed.
Same.
Well, only you and I would remember that series. That's a few years ago, isn't
it? Indeed, yeah.
At Portmeirion, wasn't it? Up in Wales, it was set.
Yes, it was Portmeirion.
And it still looks the same now because it's all
built by Clough Ellis in the.
Oh wow! Stephen Moore. This is Stephen Moore, our farmer from Salisbury Way. This is a Mitsubishi Evo 6. He owns 3 of these. This is his slowest one. This is his production car.
Oh, he was churning up some smoke for us there.
Well, it's got 600 horsepower in production.
How does he hold it back?
4-wheel drive. That's a very rapid combination. Now, at the moment, Tony Hawkins is leading the way in that class with a 60.4. But Stephen, look, he's in purple sectors. He's heading up towards Museum. He's going to go around Museum. He's going to go under 60 seconds here, I'm sure of that. And go fastest in practice.
Oh, you're right, yes.
But only just from Tony Hawkins. So that was really interesting. Pete Richards 61.31. Yeah, so Stephen Moore, he'll have his work cut out tomorrow, won't he?
Yes, he will.
Close stuff, isn't there?
Yeah, there's very, very little in it from the first fastest car to the slowest one of them.
End of batch.
So now they will see them coming back down in their glorious procession, as we call it, and all pretty pleased with themselves, I should think, after some fairly exciting runs to the top. Oh, it's so much better when it doesn't rain, you know.
Well, we are kind of lucky this afternoon.
We really are.
Good, aren't we?
Yeah, I hope that we have a repeat tomorrow, as in it happens only in the morning, and that'll do.
I think forecast is slightly better for tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh, is it really?
I think so. We might get the odd shower. But actually, they're a nuisance showers, aren't they?
They are. They just get in everyone's way, and we have to stop doing what we're doing. And it's
Full
just,
wet, if it's full wet or full dry, but when it's sort of half and half, it's all a bit tricky. Now we've got our photographers walking back down the track. They've been up there by Loggerheads. Good place to take a few pictures.
Because you've done some snapping in your time. I know they're called photographing, not snaps. But
snapping, yes. I started off as a snapper.
You did, didn't you?
I did, and although I still love my snapping, I've got a camera in the car and this and that and the other.
Well, you haven't got time to.
I don't have time now, and now we do this little thing. We don't get a chance to snap anymore, do we? I could take a couple of snaps around the paddock, but
you could do, but you're busy doing other stuff.
I'm busy doing stuff, aren't I? We're doing stuff.
They're the great ponds. You can't be stopping taking photographs. Let them take them of you, Christopher.
Well,
that's how
I say let them take them of everyone, because that's what they're here to do. We're here to have a little chat.
We do have a chat, don't we? I do sometimes feel slightly guilty when I'm sat in Trimbles and I'm watching everybody milling around getting all the jobs done. I'm just sitting there thinking, shall I have another cup of tea or not?
Well, I think it's horses for courses.
Horses for courses.
Other folk do different jobs, and we're expected, and we're asked to come and do this job. So this is our job. This is
what we do.
We'll let them do their thing.
Oh God, we'd get in their way.
We can't interfere with that.
I would certainly get in their way.
Absolutely, and we never, people. We're very astute at watching when the clerks and the stewards are under pressure because something's happened. Yeah. So we don't interfere, do we? It has nothing to do with us.
No.
They do a brilliant job. Incredible job, as they say.
Incredible job.
Incredible, that means you get sacked.
Beautiful job.
Usually when they say big, beautiful job, it means you get sacked.
You're on your way, yeah.
You're on your way. Yeah. I like that with Muskie gave him a golden key, didn't he, when he left?
Did he really?
Yeah, did you not see that?
No.
He presented him with a golden key, even though they'd obviously fallen out.
Oh, yeah. What was the key for?
I don't know.
Oh.
Key for the exit. But anyway, enough of that before we get dragged into that one.
We best not.
You best not. But here they come. Here they come.
As we say, we're also listened to in America.
Well, yes, we are. We are. Look, there's the BMW competition car, Steve Atkins' car.
That's
there, isn't it?
That's a lovely looking thing.
That is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit nice.
Okay,
so it's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. All quiet on the track now. We're waiting, of course. The batchers get themselves down to the paddock. Oh, hello.
Eric Humphreys in Portugal. I'm just going to give you a shout out, mate, because I often forget, don't I? So Eric Humphreys in Portugal, if you're watching in, I know he loves the live streams.
Oh, excellent. Hello, Eric.
We haven't seen his name, but we don't get to see. Actually, when Alex Burnham's on here, he's got his phone out and he's got it running on this as well. And he gets to see all the comments because they're not normally on here.
Oh, I see.
Except when there's a bit of a time off or something.
Yeah. Well, he was lucky to be able to get the signal to do that.
In fact, I'm going to see if I can. While you're chatting away,
you have a go.
Do some serious chatting.
Serious chatting.
Well,
oh my goodness.
Steve Wright. I mean, I miss Steve Wright, don't you? If you don't know Steve Wright, he was a disc jockey that ran on Radio 2 for many years.
I think everybody must have heard of Steve Wright.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. He was fabulous. Unfortunately, he left us last year.
He did. That was a bit of a surprise, wasn't it?
It was a shock, wasn't it?
Didn't even know he was poorly.
No, perhaps he didn't either.
No, I don't think he did. He was suddenly here 1 minute, the next he was gone. So we've just waved our flags and blown our whistles. So.
Oh, hang on a minute. So Jamie has put a message on our Loton commentators WhatsApp. Can you do a shout out for Mark Honey?
Of course we can.
It's his birthday was Thursday and he turned 60.
Oh, how about that?
Mark Honey.
Happy birthday, Mark Honey.
Shout out for Mark Honey, 60 years old on Thursday, and he's driving the little red Peugeot 205, isn't he?
Let's get him behind the bike sheds later and give him the bumps.
Wow. And that was a message from Big Jamie.
Well,
yes. Anyway, so enough of that because he doesn't like being mentioned.
Who doesn't like being mentioned?
I can't say.
Oh. He really hates it.
Don't upset him. Don't upset him. All right.
I wish I
Jonathan Evans in the Pilgrim, just off the line.
Here comes Jonathan now, and he got off with a really nippy little start there at 2.23 on his 64 feet. Down he comes into Fletcher's down, into Hall and into Loggers. Now Fletcher's Dello. Down he comes to Triangle. Lovely looking car. Lovely looking car. Certainly working it now as he takes the double S bend really into Cedar Straight. And waiting on the line to go, or just gone, will be Trisha Davis. She's in the Force TA. And here she comes, the bright yellow Force TA of Trisha Davis. She's meaning business this afternoon by the looks of things. I like to see that. A lot of pushing there. A lot of pushing. Jonathan Evans has finished with 56.47. Trisha come off the top of Cedar at 36.29. So she's doing well. Very well. Jamie Chalmers is now on the track in his Rolt F302. So we'll wait for Jamie to come into view. Oh, we got some comments. Read them out, Chris.
Well, well, I will in a bit, but I've got the live chat going on the live stream on my phone here now. So, but more importantly, we're in practice for the Midland Hillclimb runners. Jamie Chalmers is John's son. He's driving that lovely little Rolt, again with the turbocharged Hayabusa motorbike engine. It pops and bangs his way up the hill. It's got about 400 horsepower.
Really?
Jamie Chalmers is John's son. He's driving that lovely. I better switch the live stream off because I'm hearing myself on the live stream. Can't do that.
Not half good, buddy.
Oh, yes, okay. I'm going to get out of this.
Kelvin Broad now in his Force TA Mistral.
Yeah, this is an exciting car. This is the car that he owns, but he shares this with Alex Coles from Plymouth.
Ah, right.
And Alex Coles has been getting in the runoffs this year and getting championship points, British Hill Climb Championship points. But today he's competing in the Midland, and this little car, this is a supercharged Hayabusa, not a turbocharged one, and extremely rapid indeed. So we're getting to the quick cars.
We are
Bernie
quick.
Keville comes our way.
Bernie Keville's just making his way up to the Fletch. I can't learn keepers for goodness
I know you're normally used to being
yeah. It's most unusual.
But see, we promoted you now into triangle box down here amongst the serious action.
Is this how executive life feels?
This is executive hill climb box.
Yeah.
So you've arrived now, you know. You realise you have arrived.
Must have arrived. It's like drinking a pint in the Rovers if you're an extra on Coronation Street. You can't do it for 2 years.
What, you can't have a pint for 2 years?
No, you can't. That goes Josie.
My missus loves to have Coronation Street.
Oh, well, so do I.
Oh, you're a big fan, are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow, there you go.
Love it.
Well, we usually watch Coronation Street because usually we have foxes come to our garden. We feed them every night, and we usually watch the foxes towards the end of the programme.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love
yeah.
it. I do like foxes.
Yeah,
they're not overly popular in the countryside for obvious reasons, but I do love them. Now look at this little job here. What have we got?
Oh, Theatre Bath. This is lovely. This is Martin Rutter in the X19. This is a very well developed little car. He comes from Stroud in Gloucestershire, and this little car has got a little rear engine. There's not many of these left because they did succumb, a lot of them, to the tinworms. It's not ideal, but this example is a well-raced, well-used example, and quick too, actually. This is Becky Manton. This is Becky Manton in the Westfield. She's a mechanical engineer, a pro driver at Banbury.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and she's here with her father. So they share this car, and going well, isn't she?
She certainly is. There's a great line on the track there as she gets herself lined up for Cedar Straight. Straight through it, over the top, no problem near Westfield. Oh, a lot of smoke there from the breaking into museum. Little clip of the grass there, Chris, but that's okay.
She's going great. She's purple sectors, actually. She's absolutely flying as Phil Goff comes by us in the little, again, motorbike engine Caterham. So Becky goes top of the pops there in practice with a 59.34. Father Graham did a 60.03, so she's about half a second quicker than Dad. Phil Goff did a 60.64 earlier, but now he's in purple sectors too, so he looks like he could go quicker as we get a look at Steve Garner in the Westfield.
I think they all mean business in this particular group. Steve Garner pushing it right through there onto the Cedar Straight. He really was moving it as he came past the triangle.
So Phil Goff goes top of the pops now with a 56.93. Wow.
56.93.
Now, so Steve Garner's heading up towards Museum now. Very rapid car and driver as well. Comes all the way from Essex. As we get a look at Christopher Day, come all the way from Scotland.
Wow.
Oh, sideways out there. There's a triangle in the little Hillman Imp with the Rover K Series 1800cc engine in the back. So
That's a big engine to put in a small car.
isn't it just?
Goodness me.
Wow.
I love to see the imps. I saw them this morning in practice and I thought, oh, they are just something else.
Well, the one I'm looking out for is the Grant Sinclair one, the Maguire Imp. We'll get a look at that after we see George Harding in the 2-litre turbocharged Cosworth engined Escort.
That's the RS
combo, isn't it?
RS 2000, isn't it?
Well, it is, but it's got the Cosworth engine and a turbo, so it makes it considerably quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him go.
He is nippy.
He's flying. Oh, he locks it up in the triangle, doesn't he? Big lock-up, driving it like an Escort onto the grass.
And he could not avoid
He says,
that.
no, this is an Escort rally car. We're not going to muck about. We're going to put it on the grass. We're going to drive it all over the road.
Yeah.
It's a sideways Escort.
It's a sideways Escort. Yes, I think you're probably right. Anyway, he's over the line at 62.06. Well done for the Escort.
Here's my favourite car, Grant Sinclair in the Maguire Imp. Look how low that is. It's got a proper Hillman Imp engine in the back. It's very low. It handles fantastically, extremely low, extremely quick, and these were cars that were used on the circuits in the Wendy Walls Championship back in the day, and the little imps were embarrassingly quick.
Yes, that's certainly flying along. That back window, I mean, that's not an original design. They've extended the...
Oh, this whole car is a silhouette imp. Basically,
Yeah.
It's built on a space frame. Although it looks a bit impish, it's not. Well, we call it a Hillman impish, but it's lovely. Here goes David Bickley in the Radical Hayabusa engine, motorbike engine in the back. Proper little sports car. This
They're
one,
lovely,
isn't
the
it?
Radicals. I do love them. The design, the curl on the arches. It's a gorgeous looking car. That was David Bickley there in his Radical. Through Cedar, 40.10 seconds, so he could be in for a just under 60 finish.
Yes, his son Stuart, of course, is here racing his single-seater. We're getting a look at Sam Nicholson in the glorious Mallet Mark 20. Clubman's car, sharing its father and son combination, that, and a little 1700 Crossflow in the front of it. Brilliant cars, the Mallets. They've got their own series of races, basically, the Mallets.
They really? That's
Yeah.
a beautiful looking car. Look at that. I mean, it's every inter-race car.
And just to interrupt, a couple of weekends ago at Chelsea Walsh, at Prescott, it was the 60th anniversary of the Mallets.
Well.
So they've been going a
60
while, haven't
years.
they?
They have
so
indeed.
these cars are not new.
No, they're not.
Now, who do you reckon this one is?
I think this will be Alan MacDonald and his Force.
Little Force sports car, all the way
Yeah.
from Scotland.
Gosh.
And this car is an ex-Rob Stevens class record-holding car. Very, very quick car driver. And Alan, of course, is ex-TT racer.
Oh, is he really? Saw some of the TT last year. It's a very exciting thing. Yes, he's doing well. And around the museum he's going, 44.16 on the museum. And this is the car of Matthew Price now on there. They're coming thick and fast, aren't they? Matthew Price riding the Radical SR3. Already making their way up to the Cedar Straight and on to the rest of the track. So let's have a look at the times. How are we doing so far? We've got...
Well, this fella, just to interrupt, he is going to be quick. I'm telling you now, Matthew Price is a super quick driver. He's already in purple sectors. At the moment, we've got Alan MacDonald at a 51.55. But what can Matthew Price? He goes top of the pops with a 51.22.
Now then.
But it is only practice.
Yes, of course. But it gives him the fastest time in the group so far. So it gives him the confidence to do well tomorrow, I imagine. And Nigel Hinton now just coming towards the end of his run on his NGTD, yeah.
Yes, it's basically a big V8 engine in the front. There's goes Graham Lokes in the Lola T492. This has got a Porsche engine he's put into the back of this one.
Van Diemen.
Well, no, this is a Lola. This one, but it was a 2-litre sports car back in the day.
Right.
But now it's got a great big Porsche engine in the back. Beautifully built car as well, isn't it? Now we're getting amongst some quick stuff. Now we're going to get the 1100s on our way. This is Tom Morgan. This is the sun. Look at the fluorescent helmet. This is a demon quick little Empire Evo. This car has got a little 1100 bike engine in the back, but it's got a 200 odd horsepower out of that engine. And young Tom and his dad are driving the car superbly this year.
Really pushing it hard, and that will be exciting. And he's through all the stages. 43.15. No, that was his Cedars.
Well, we'll give you a time for Tom at 50.48. Here comes Stuart Bickley. Very, very quick driver indeed in his little Force. Again, he's still in the 1100 class. He was demon quick last week at Shelsley in the wet. He was the class of the field in the wet. But anyway, it's dry today, but he was still wanting to be getting amongst the fastest cars. He's leading the way so far after first practice with a 49.16, and at the moment he's showing purple sectors all the way up the hill.
He is.
He's going to finish quicker again. He does a 47.69.
47.69, fastest run of the day, I think.
Tom Weaver's car's back in action.
That's good news.
Brilliant news. So young Tom Weaver back on the hill. Dad had a problem earlier on and came back on the trailer. They're off the trailer. Tom Weaver comes into our view now. Comes from Ludlow, part of the Weaver dynasty. Very quick young driver. Got that black helmet. What do you think of Tom?
Well, I think that's very impressive. He took that rather well. And what a great looking car. It's good to see it off the back of the lorry, isn't it? And back on the track. That's
brilliant.
Always good news.
Yeah, well, again, we are still in practice for the Midland runners, so these times are, they don't matter for anything, but it just gives us a guide of who's on the pace and how they're feeling. And at the moment Stuart Bickley's leading the way, but young Tom, he's quite a slow time. Oh, hang on, he's gone second quickest, 50.32. So yeah, there's going to be a battle, but at the moment Stuart Bickley 2 or 3 seconds quicker.
That's quite impressive.
Okay, it's still only practice, and they'll get another practice tomorrow morning before they do time runs. But great to see it, isn't it? There's going to be some great battles in that class, isn't there?
So what relationship do we have now between Lizzie Weaver?
Lizzie is daughter.
He's right.
Richard's daughter, Tom's sister.
Goodness me.
I know.
How dynastical.
It is dynastical.
Dynastical.
Well, that's pretty good, isn't it? This looks like young Max Hawkes. I recognise the car. It is young Max Hawkes. One of our... he's a very, very fine photographer, is Max, but he's also not bad at driving Formula Ford racing cars.
It seems to me he's very good at driving Formula Ford racing cars. He's doing well. That's Max Hawkes there. So he's a snapper here as well, is he?
Well, he has been a snapper here in other hills.
Yeah.
He's a very accomplished photographer. But I think his first love is driving racing cars, and why wouldn't it be?
Absolutely.
And he's in the family Van Diemen, which is a very popular Formula Ford car from back in the day. Lots of them built. And now there's another older example of David Owen, again a 1600 engine, different body shape, more old-fashioned body shape, but actually still a lovely looking thing, isn't it?
Certainly holding the track very, very well. His lines are incredibly marginal and tight. That's very good to see. Dr. David Owen, of course, used to be the leader of the Lib Dems as well at one time.
Well, I don't know if he's
possibly not the same one.
New career? A new career?
Well, to be honest, he might as well have a new one. He was useless at politics.
Excuse me. Enough of all that, Luke. Enough of all that.
I never said that.
You never said that.
I never said that.
And it was never said because it's only live streamed all over the world.
All over the world. So if you're going to say it.
All right. So it's been said. So I distance myself from that obviously irreverent comment.
Well, so do I now. Now I've given it
Let's
some
buck
thought.
in the Frigate Mistral. Here he goes. This is a lovely little car. They built these for the motor racing schools back in the day. Les is He's been driving this car for years, and it's immaculately turned out car and very quick. Now here comes Caroline Ryder, who was the fastest in the first practice.
Yes,
Caroline
Van
is an
Diemen.
instructor. Her son Matthew Ryder currently leads the British Hillclimb Championship and won it last year.
Oh, is that right?
Matthew, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't realise that.
So she can pedal a racing car.
She certainly can, and is doing so very nice indeed. It's a beautiful little Van Diemen that she's driving there. 41.78 over Cedar Straight. That's looking good for a 55, 56 finish maybe. Let's see if I'm right. This is what I'm predicting to 56. No, I got it wrong.
Well, she did a 58.76. Here comes Andrew Henson, who was second quickest this morning. Andrew Henson, he is a purveyor of racing cars. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
That's his job, and so he's got himself quite a collection as well.
Yeah, I'm sure
So he dragged
has.
this one out of one of the collection of many cars.
Yeah.
And he's here with his daughter Nicola Dearden, and she'll be along in that one later on, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So yes, so Caroline did a 58.75. So can Andrew improve as he comes out of the museum? He blasts it up towards the finish. He needs to. No, I don't think he will. 59.14, and he goes second. But it is still only practice, so you know that's what it is, folks.
Yeah.
Sun's out. The regalia shop's open behind me.
Mr. Whippy's selling his ice creams.
No, it's not Mr. Whippy.
I know.
It's Bennett's. Bennett's ice creams. Yes, get it right.
Getting
Yes,
so
he's
much
still
trouble
there.
today, aren't
You
I?
are in trouble today. It's causing me a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble.
A lot of trouble.
I'm having to bail you out here.
Time
You're in
and
a
again.
mischievous mood you are today,
I know,
aren't you?
the devil's got me today.
The devil has got you.
They'll be sorry when I
So
get home.
on your radio show on Monday morning or whenever it is.
Yes.
It's Monday morning, isn't it?
It is Monday morning.
Are you mischievous on that as you are in here?
Oh no,
Oh, do you have to bide your tongue?
a certain amount of gravitas
So,
and broadcasting.
gravitas.
you
Is it
know.
a serious show then?
No, is it heck?
No.
Serious show?
No.
What are
Is
you
it-
talking about?
What, is it a talking show or we're playing records? What do you do?
It sounds like me in the commentary box to me.
Does it?
honest.
Irreverent.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
Good.
Competitions.
So
and
how would I get
phone-ins
to
and-
see your show?
Well, you see, now this new phenomenon of internet radio is abounding.
Internet radio.
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing
Right.
very big. You just download the app and it's called InTune.
Do you have to be on an app to hear it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, you would.
So
need
you have to go. You had to go onto Play Store if you had a
Google or
well,
Android. Sorry,
phone.
Yeah.
And if you're on the other lot, what do you call it? The iPhone lot.
The Apple Store.
The
isn't
Apple
it?
Store,
Yeah.
is it?
And you just download InTune, that's one word, InTune, community radio. And every Monday morning between 10:30 and 12, you'll find yours truly spinning the platters.
Now you say you download community radio.
InTune is important.
InTune.
InTune community
So there you go,
radio.
folks. InTune community radio.
Nice plug, thank you, Chris.
Yeah,
Do join me.
it's good. I
Well, I think, all these things are
And what time's your show?
10:30 on a Monday morning
10:30
till
on a Monday morning.
till
For how
noon.
long?
I do an hour and a half till
Hour and a half,
lunchtime.
do you?
Yeah.
So, being
Just-
as you're so famous, when you go
Yeah.
into your radio box, whatever it is,
Yeah.
they bring you nice cups of tea, do they? And
Oh yeah,
Biscuits
yeah.
and
They
things.
carry me in on a cushion.
well, I got to say, I thought you were
know.
carrying you in on a stretcher.
They carry, no, they carry me out on
Hey?
a stretcher.
Yeah, because you see, 10:30.
Great time of the day on a
You're not a
Monday.
morning person particularly.
No, I'm not.
So,
I'm
do you
not.
have to get up early to prepare your show?
Resentfully, yes, I do. Yes.
So, how do you prepare your show?
well, to prepare a show, you've got to have a look at what's going on in the headlines, really.
Right,
Make something
right.
of that. Check out the weather, see what that's doing, and then just start to think about what you might say during the course of the program. Well, most of it is ad hoc. You improvise and ad lib.
Do you play records? Do you?
Well, yes, but records have vanished from the studio now. There's not a record in sight, nor is there a CD. In fact, it's all on computer.
So, if I said to you, if it's a request, could you play me Backward Turner Overdrive, mate?
They're not off.
Not off, you'd say. Backward Turner Overdrive.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Let's rock.
Oh, look, they just showed a replay of that. Was Jonathan Varley, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it?
In the Predator. That was quite a moment for Jonathan.
Yeah.
I tell you now, that was unusual. I think that would have got him a few palpitations going.
I'd imagine so. He's not one for spinning off as a rule, is he?
The old ticker would be tickering away there, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Eh?
yeah.
But luckily, he did a great job of holding it together so the car is undamaged. Just a bit of flat spot on the tyres, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the mark of a professional, isn't it?
He knows his stuff. He's not twice times Midland champion for nothing, is he?
Absolutely.
Current reigning Midland Hillclimb champion. How about that, eh?
We're honoured to have him with us. There's
Colin Mee having a go. Look at that. They're showing some of the replay here. That was Colin Mee. Don't often see Colin Mee squirreling around, do you?
No, you don't.
So, we are live at the moment. So, when I put my phone on, like Alex does, it started replaying. I could hear my own voice. I thought, I can't have that.
Turn it down.
I've turned it off.
Oh, well...
I could turn it on again.
How are we going to get the...
Well, we can't unless I turn it on.
Yeah, but turn it off.
But then I'll hear myself in
you won't, though.
triplicate.
You won't if you turn it down.
Well, I suppose that's true. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just explaining the rudiments of the mobile phone to Mr. Christopher Ponce, which he clearly doesn't understand.
A bit modern for me, mate.
Yeah, they come along long after you, didn't they?
Look, Jonathan Langmead locking up there. Yeah, they're replaying all the whoopsie moments.
It looks like they are having a bit of fun with this, aren't they?
Yeah, we are having some fun now. Oh, look, here comes the BMW M2 of Steve Atkins. See, I don't even have to look at a programme. I know it's Steve.
I know. Look at
Steve, so look at, he's going, oops.
Oh, I'll just park it here for a minute, he says.
I'll try that here, he says.
And then he realises
I'll turn it round and realise I'm facing the wrong way.
Yeah, the ice cream man's not there, so he's going to carry on.
Oh, I hear Revy engines in the paddock.
Take a moment to give the stream a like.
Yes,
that's a good idea.
That is a good. So, in other words, the live stream. Yeah, like and subscribe, folks. That'd be fantastic. We're now, Richard. Tell me how many current subscribers we've got. I think we'd gone over 20,000.
Have we really?
I think so.
Yeah. I'd have worn a tie if I'd have known we've got that many.
I tell you what, mate. You know.
Goodness me.
Yeah, you got to get. Look, I brought a fancy hat with me today.
You did bring a fancy hat.
I put my best commentator's check shirt on.
Check shirt. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
In fact, we were talking about that earlier. We were deciding that. For me, this is like my uniform. Well, anyway, this is John Stockley.
Yes, off we go with the Force car of John Stockley, and we're back in the runnings now.
We're in the 1600s now.
In the 1600s.
Normally aspirated cars.
Yeah.
Again, running with a motorbike engine, so that one's got a Hayabusa. John Stockley is from Cardiff, and that's a mean-looking little car, isn't it? Mark Schlanker is already away. We'll be getting a look at him shortly. Mark Schlanker, here he comes into our view. This is the ex-Einem Price car he bought from Einem. Einem bought himself a Skoda Fabia rally car, and he may well return to the fold. He's trying to sell that Skoda and buy another single-seater, because I think he's missing it.
I can imagine he would. They look so much fun. I mean, Mark Schlanker's really pushing it around the corners there, and he was having the time of his life. There he is at the top of the track now, if you're still watching with us as it goes around the track. That's museum. You can't see the commentary box, but believe me, there is one there. It's normally where I live. And this, of course, is the car of Alan Warburton now. His Gould is on the track, and the Gould always make a fine impression here. Ideal for this sort of running.
Alan Warburton, of course, he normally shares this car with his son David in the British HillClimb Championships.
Yeah.
But Alan, very rapid driver. He's very tall, gentlemen. He's taller than me, actually.
Very famous baker, isn't he? He makes very famous bread.
Yes, he's probably not best known for his bakery, this particular fella. He was actually a very clever chap before he retired. He's still a very clever chap.
Yeah, you don't lose your brains when you... Well, some of us don't.
He used to make ECUs for cars, and he started to sell a few. This is a car I've not seen much of. This is Tony Cotton in the little Dallara F300. I'm going to go and check that one out later on, because I'm not familiar with that car. but I am familiar with Michael Tregoning's car that's just left the line in the Pilbeam MP88. So we're just looking at the scores on the draws there. Trish Davis in practice, this is in the 1600 to 2 litre club, is leading the way with a 51.18 as Michael Tregoning from Cornwall, from near Padstow, comes round in that lovely 2 litre Pilbeam.
Absolutely, a beautiful looking car. He's from Padstow, is he? That's where Rinstein has his restaurant.
Yeah.
That's Michael. Well, of course, Tree in your name suggests it's Cornwall anyway. Did you know that?
I could tell you a story about Michael and a certain famous restaurateur from Padstow, but I won't, because he told me not to.
Oh, I think you might have to, though.
No.
I think if somebody
never betray your confidence.
If somebody trusted you with a confidence, you're honour bound to break it.
Not me. I'm better than that.
You're a good man.
I know.
Kevin Creven there flying past Triangle in his Pilbeam. We were expecting that.
Well, that's the car he shares with Jonathan Evans, and it's a Pilbeam MP88. Again, 2 litre power in that one.
2 litre.
And that one is ex-Bill Morris car. Bill Morris was a famous hill climber from Haverfordwest. He was a potato farmer. Bill Morris, and very famous he was too in our circles.
Well.
But he's not with us anymore. But his car is. Here comes Terry Davis. Terry Davis is the builder of the engines that go in the back of this car and also in Jonathan Farley's Predator. It's a V8 engine, a 2 litre V8 he personally builds, as it makes it out of 2 motorbike engines, 2000cc motorbike engines put together on a common crank, and very rapid it is too. And Terry, his wife Trisha, is leading the way in first practice. Well, did a 51.18 in second practice. Terry is looking to, can he catch Trisha? Don't know, but all I know, Jonathan Farley's on the hill, our current champion. So Terry heads up towards the finish with a 51.34 that takes him second fastest. But here comes Jonathan Farley in this lovely, lovely Predator, beautifully put together car, brilliantly driven.
Now we're going to be following Jonathan all the way up, I think, being the last car of this batch. So nothing to sidetrack us away. So let's see how he does. It's certainly is a very fast driver as a rule, Jonathan Farley, well known here at Loton Park and at other racecourses too. And through the museum he comes with a purple zone. Come on, let's have a look. What's he doing? 46.72 round museum. So
that's comfortably the quickest.
That's got to be, isn't it?
Without a shadow of doubt.
Pretty good.
In fact, so 46.72, 51.18 for Trish. So Jonathan Farley said, just watch me tomorrow, folks. Pass of the field in the 2 litre class.
There's a name for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching tomorrow, watch out for Jonathan Farley. This is the
here we go. We got the Rolts with the Hayabusa engine with the turbocharge that pops and bangs up the hill. This is John Chalmers. It looks very much like a Silver Arrows Mercedes, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It certainly sounds the part, and it's very rapid. Got about 400 horsepower. Mental stuff, isn't it? Mental stuff.
I always imagine there's a huge rotary mower blade underneath there and he does the grass on the way up.
Well, I tell you what, it's a rapid thing, isn't it? Now, I tell you the next one, I'm going to take this one if you like. This is probably one of my favourite cars and drivers.
You have this one, Chris.
This is Alex Coles from Plymouth. Right, his dad Neil will be here with him. Neil's not driving this year, but Alex Coles, he's driving with Calvin Broad this year. This is what they call a Force TA. It's a 1300cc motorbike engine with a supercharger on it, with an extremely talented young driver driving it. His lines look really good. The car's making a right racket out of that little engine, isn't it? Already he's showing purple sectors going up the hill. He's on the Cedar Straight now. He's heading up towards the speed trap now. He's through the speed trap at 117 miles an hour. Beautifully round fallow there. Heading into museum now. Gets it round. Tucks it in on the inside. Blasts it towards the finish. He's going to finish with a time of 46.27.
Hang on, that is some score. That is purple zone all the way up from the bottom to the top. Then that was incredible run there. This is Simon Jenks in his Force TA. Is that a TR?
Yeah, this one's interesting because he's got a He locks it up now. He's got a V6 2.5 litre engine in that one, and that's his new car.
Goodness me, that's got a lot of power. That's got a lot of power. He did a little twitch there on the back just as he was getting ready to accelerate away out of that. And the smoke's just clearing now, actually. But yeah, look at him go. It is a beautiful looking vehicle. That's the Force TA of Simon Jenks. Round he comes. That's the museum turn. I'm sure you're getting used to that now, ladies and gentlemen. The museum turn is the last speed check before they go over the line, and here he goes.
51.68 for Simon Jenks as we get a look at Ed Burgess in the lovely Gould GR55. This is a seriously 2.5 litres V6 Gould GR55, so it's an older Gould, but nevertheless a very potent example. Used to be owned by James Baxter, this car, who builds some classic cars up in his workshop up the road in Huddersfield in Yorkshire. Ed Burgess is the current record holder for Bugatti Type 51 or Bugatti drivers at Prescott Hill Climb.
Right.
As we get a look at Simon Andrews. 51.73 for Ed.
Yeah, it's at the OMS of Simon Andrews, making his way up into the Cedar Straight and looking very, very good on time so far. Yes. This is going to be a great time run. You have a look at this now. He's at the top, he's coming out there. This is out of Cedar Straight. This is the museum turn, and he's... Would you look at this? This is good. 51.11.
51.11, but on the line is Graham Wynn OBE. This is in the Gould GR59. This is the car that he owns, and last year he shared it with Scott Moran, our 6 times retired champion. And Scott is assisting this weekend. In fact, he's just coming to the line now. He's putting the plugging it back, the battery pack in the back to fire it up, because these cars are little devils to get away. Once you're away, they're okay, but they can stall quite easily. Scotty's there, just walking off the track now. So Graham Wynn in this Gould GR59. This is the latest spec Gould. If you want the best car in modern hill climbing, this is the car to have. 4 litres of V8 Judd power in the back, got about 680 brake horsepower. Graham Wynn can really drive it, and he sponsors some of these championships as well, the top 10 runoff championship as well. But here he comes now. Listen to this, folks. Smoothly round there. This is only practice runs. Extremely valuable car, but he'll be enjoying himself in the sunshine here now. And this car, the acceleration, once it goes up the Cedar Straight or it comes out of the museum up towards the finish, is quite staggering. Huge amounts of power, but he's into fallow there. Nicely done round there. Heading up towards museum, hooks it in down to the right there, those big tyres gripping as he blasts it up towards the finish. And what's his time going to be? A 47.71, quicker than earlier, as we get a look at Mandy Tippett in the big Brabham.
That's Mandy Tippett's Brabham there, going past Triangle and making her way into the Cedar Straight in just a moment. There you're on your screens. That's a beautiful looking car.
Classic old school car, this Andy Tippett car, isn't it? That lovely old Brabham V8 power, Rover V8 in the back of it there. Big car, old school. As we get a look at Robin Johnson in the little Tigger SV83 car, made in 83, and got 2 litre, I think it's got a 2 litre Renault unit in the back of that one. Old school car, but again nice. And he'll be followed by Simon Braithwaite in the M3 BMW.
Now then, didn't Simon have a refusal just earlier on?
20,023 subscribers, folks. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Let's see that number going up. 20,023 people. That's very impressive.
21,000 the target for this weekend. That'd be amazing.
So let's say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you wherever you are in the world. You're very welcome. Now we have the BMW of Robin Johnson.
No,
Simon Braithwaite. Of course it is.
Yeah, I know. When you see a lot of cars, it can be quite confusing, folks. Also, we see a lot. Red flags.
But we're flagging. We're red flagging.
Now,
so
does that mean that they stopped him on the hill there?
Yes, it does.
It does, doesn't it? Have we got a deer or something?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. But Simon's currently on the Cedar Straight, proceeding very cautiously. It looks like that is that John Stockley's car up there, I think, possibly. They're getting ready to come back down. He's putting his gloves on. They have to, when they come back down the hill, well, Simon will have to clear out the way before they can come.
Yeah.
So I think he's... Oh, this is unusual. He's going to turn around, I think.
He's doing a three-pointer.
He's going to do a three-point turn. Yeah, the marshal's waving him onto the grass. He said, come on then. On you come. On you come.
Come on.
That's it. So you have to perform this in your test, don't you?
You do, you certainly do, yeah.
So Simon, he's going to attempt a three-point turn, or is this going to be a four-point turn?
Well, I don't think it matters if he goes on the grass on the other side of the road.
I don't know why they red flagged him, to be absolutely honest.
No, I'm not sure what's going on. It's just the stewards are all standing by waiting to find out what's happening. Well, hello, why is he not moving, that BMW?
Well, there's one of our marshals up there having a chat with Simon. Of course, this one's actually a left-hand drive car as well, because I think he bought this car. Now then, what's happening? I don't like to see the big red truck going up the hill, do you?
I never like to see that. It's always going to cost somebody money.
Here he goes. He's coming back on. He's turning round.
Well, the truck's not for him, so
the big red truck is going up the hill. Maybe somebody has had a little moment up the top there and needs assistance.
That's possible, isn't it? Yeah,
it is possible. Yeah.
So we got the BM coming back down to join us. He'll go again, I imagine, if it's not his own fault. Car failed after the finish. Engine issue.
One more car to run today. So we are approaching the end of play today.
Goodness gracious me, what time is it?
Well, it's time, nearly end of play.
Yeah, that's the time it is.
That's the time. Listen, just remember this.
Yes.
Ours is not to question why.
Ours is but to do or die.
Correct. So all we do is we call the shots, but they call the shots. We are just the announcers of stuff.
You're right.
That's our job.
You're right.
Know our place. That's us.
We certainly know our place, and it's in this very, very cosy little box.
Well, you said we've had aggressive rain today. We've had cosy boxes.
Well, it's all been happening, hasn't it?
Oh, it's all.
Isn't it an education, to share a shift with Sophia?
I love it. And we've been doing this a while, haven't we?
I'll tell you what.
Normally, you're up the top, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. This is the first time we've ever sat next to each other and actually conversed, isn't it?
I think it's great.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
We've done it before, though, haven't we, in this box?
Not together, I don't think.
You don't reckon?
No, I've done it. I've been in here.
Maybe right.
I've been here with Alex. I've done bottom box.
Okay.
But I can't remember doing.
Of course, car's going up there, and we think there's only one more car to go.
Well, we've got the BMW going.
Beamer's going back.
Yeah, he's going for his rerun.
Another go. Yeah, I think that's about right, because Simon was in a class of his own.
Yeah.
Look, there he was in the saloons and sports cars manufactured from 1971 to 1980 exclusive. And if you look in the programme, we're on page 29, and after that there is nothing. There is no more cars. And they were right.
Well, fancy that. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's all happening again tomorrow. So if you are watching on YouTube and you've enjoyed the output from the Loton Park Hill Climb, please do join us again tomorrow. Keep your computers on this or bookmark this page, because this is what you'll need to watch us tomorrow. Chris, have we got time to have a look at any more of our friends who might have said good afternoon to us before we finish? Is your phone off?
It's not off. I'm currently sort of switched off that mode. Oh, here you go. Look, there you go. You see, Rich has done that. He's heard your request.
Thank you, Richard.
Richard, you're a star. But there you go. Great coverage today, chaps. Fantastic channel. It is a brilliant channel, and it's from It's Me. Well, that's definitely telling us.
That's narrowed it down, hasn't it?
That has narrowed it down. Yeah. And we got team riding kisses to all the fans around the world.
Oh, giving kisses out. Oh, eh?
Oh, my goodness me.
I hope all the fans around the world have cleaned their teeth.
That's a bit personal, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. A bit rude, really. It's a bit vulgar talking about that sort of thing.
It's the sort of stuff you'd come out with, isn't it?
Yes, well,
What's this one saying?
This is said, cheers for the stream, Rich. Best go and get the car ready for Dunel? For Doon
in Scotland, the British.
That's Andy Short,
that is a long journey to Doon. Doon is the next British round, and it is next weekend. And I won't be attending that, but but nevertheless,
it'll be on.
It'll be great.
Archie Cooper's here saying something
Archie, legend.
Cheers for the stream.
Archie Cooper was fastest car of the Mallocs, set fastest best time of the day on the Sunday at Prescott recently.
He's thanked us for the steam.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Here's the dates for the British Hillclimb Championship here.
There we go.
Do you want to read it? Well, don't read out the ones we've already had.
Well, no, we'd start on the 21st. Next week. Next week is Doon, 21st to 22nd of June, Doon in Perthshire. Then down to Harewood in Yorkshire for 5 and 6 July. 15th of July, we're at Booley Bay in Jersey. 19th in the Vada Teres in Guernsey. So nice little bit of Channel Island action there. The 26th and 27th of July, Wilscombe Park in Devon. Wiscombe, I'm sorry. 9th and 10th of August, Chelsea Walsh in Worcestershire, where you'll probably may see our very own Chris Ponsford. You tend to get to that one, don't you?
I'll be there.
6th and 7th of September, Prescott in Gloucestershire, and 20th to 21st is Doon again in Perthshire, and the
Loton Park, we're back at Loton.
Back with us in September, the 27th and 28th.
The final meeting of the year, the British Hillclimb Championship, will be back here. Yeah, that'd be great. We've done that one before. And here we got the Loton Park Hillclimb events. This is, we're here today, 14th, 15th of June, Midland Championship. On the 12th and 13th of July, we've got the Inter-Club. 3rd and 4th of August, we've got another Inter-Club. On the 23rd and 24th of August, we've got another Inter-Club. 6th and 7th of September, we've got the VSCC, which is the vintage cars, always great. And then the final meet will be the 27th, 28th of September, the British Championship.
Oh, that'll be exciting.
You'll be back for that one, won't you?
I certainly will.
Yeah, try and keep away, he says, eh?
Yeah, that, of course, would be one of Richard's amazing live streams, I should imagine.
We've got another 4 subscribers, I see, 20,028. Hello. Yes, that's another 4. So let's have at least another 10 before we sign off.
Yeah,
today,
go on.
Come on, like and subscribe.
Come on, like and subscribe.
You don't be shy. we need this so that Rich can continue this incredible coverage, because when we first started there was none. So now Rich has got over 20,000 subscribers.
Phenomenal.
And I think he's trying to hopefully get to 25,000 for the
Can you imagine if we had everybody that's watched it, if we had them here today?
Wow, it'd be busy, wouldn't it?
There'd be no room for parking.
There'd be no room for anything.
It'd be incredible. 20,000 people extra.
Goodness me, extra, read all about it. So come to Loton Park, come and watch. So tomorrow, folks, if you're watching, if you are local to Shrewsbury or close by, come and watch the hill climb.
Well, I tell you what, it'd be a cracking day.
It'd be a brilliant day tomorrow.
Father's Day tomorrow, isn't it? Father's Day. What about 2 tickets for a present? That's fantastic, isn't it?
Who gets those? Who's giving out free tickets?
We're not.
No.
You're
not giving a free ticket.
No, you buy them for your father.
Oh, you buy them.
Yes.
You buy them. Sorry. You're ahead of me there.
Always, Chris. Always.
You are ahead of me. I know. I'm just an old country bumpkin, me.
Oh, I shouldn't say that.
But here comes, well, in fairness, nearly, it's going to be Simon Braithwaite, the last car on the hill
today. Will he get this run, do we think?
Well, I don't know. Yeah,
he's been on the chocolates for 10 minutes. No, he's away. We got some more.
Off you go. You take
all right, well, I will do. Simon Braithwaite now is through the first 64 feet. 264 is his first timed bit. And there he goes into Hall. Hall leads to Loggerheads. Nice line in the middle of the track. Doesn't seem to be pushing it too hard at the moment. Maybe too early. Here he comes down to Fletcher's Dello on his way to Triangle. Round the corner he goes. That left-hand turn there at Triangle into Fallow. Not Fallow, that's the top. Keepers into Keepers. And then Keepers leads, as you can see, the double S bend there into the Cedar. Totally unstraight. Straight, the Cedar straight. This is where they put their toes down. But I think Simon's realising that there's not much to be gained by absolutely thrashing the car up there, is there? He's in the purple zone though at 56 seconds past Museum. That's very good indeed. We're looking probably at a 60, 62, 63. Hey, up.
We got a plane whizzing by overhead, haven't
There we go, that way.
Oh, right, it go that way.
That was a World War II plane that's just gone
You
overhead.
think so? What was it then?
It looked like a Mustang, an American.
Hey, did you really? You saw it, did you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, it sounded a bit like a Mustang. I've got to say, that engine was a proper engine, wasn't it? That was no little
the real deal. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's kind of going to be it for the day. We've got a big batch to bring back down the track, the last procession of the day.
20,034. We jumped up. We did. We got those few subscribers, didn't we? So
now we've got them. We have to persuade them to stay with us, of course. Stay with us tomorrow. We're here all day tomorrow, so you can pick up on more fantastic racing from wherever you are, from the comfort of your own armchair. As they've just said, join us for a full day streaming tomorrow, eh? They read my mind.
I tell you what, and tomorrow we're going to have time runs in the morning as well. We're going to have runoffs, 2 runoffs tomorrow.
Oh, it's a busy day
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
So the fastest 12 cars qualify for that. We're going to have Rich streaming from early doors.
Yeah.
We're going to have another guy. We're going to have Steve Wilkinson in the box tomorrow.
Well, now he's a new voice, isn't he?
Not to Loton. Very experienced voice that came here for years.
Oh, I should listen to that tomorrow.
And I worked with him at Harewood.
Yeah.
And very good indeed, Steve. Like yourself, really good. And so we're going to look forward to that. The cars are going to come back down the hill. Thank you to all our wonderful marshals today. Done a fantastic job on a difficult day. Actually, there's been a few problems to deal with.
There's been some tests, hasn't there?
Brilliant,
brilliant job on the
Our medical crews have done a brilliant job today.
Yeah.
And we have been supporting the Midlands Air Ambulance charity today. So if you get a chance to chuck a couple of quid in the bucket down in the paddock, please do so, because they do an amazing job. Really, thanks to all our clerks, all our timekeepers, everybody around the paddock, and the marshals. Well, what can I say? I think that's about it for us, isn't it?
I think that's it, Chris. I shall be in this chair next month for the next one. Brilliant. Until that time, I shall see you. You have a great day tomorrow. And
I will. So
if you're watching tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, really, really enjoy yourself. Happy Father's Day if you're having it, and if you're not, happy Sunday. See you soon.
Indeed, the Regalia shop is still open. Thanks up there to Joe and a friend. And well, I hope they've sold lots of stuff. We're going to sign off. We'll see you tomorrow, folks, and thanks for watching.
Cheers. Bye-bye.